Krivas, turnaround jump hook is good. Del Orso springs a three out there and drains it. Milwaukee takes away the rebound and slams it home. It's a man's game.
Bear down, Cats. Our window depot coverage of University of Arizona basketball begins with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The pregame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. We are counting down to tip off for Arizona Wildcats basketball. This is Wildcats Radio, 1290.
It is basketball night in Arizona. The 13th ranked Wildcats back at McKale Center for their homecoming opener against the Utah Tech Trailblazers. Tip-off straight ahead at 7 o'clock. Welcome to Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. My name is David Kelly. Soon to be joined by the captain, Kelvin Ifan, as well as J.W. Madden as we get you set for game number 2 of this 2025-26 season. Arizona and Utah Tech, second time that these two teams will meet on the men's hardwood. They did so just 3 years ago in the month of November. A very easy win for your Arizona Wildcats. Many expecting the same tonight after a 93-87 victory over the Florida Gators on Monday night in Las Vegas, Nevada. 520-848-1290 is the number that you can communicate with this program by way of call and or text. Let's tell you what we've got coming up for you tonight on the show.
Let's take a look at the Right Way Rundown and see what's coming up on our pregame show. Brought to you by Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Doing things the right way.
All right, we'll review the victory over Florida, the reigning national champions of college basketball. We'll take our first look at tonight's game, brought to you by Window Depot. Utah Tech comes here already having played twice and winning both of those games. We'll shine a spotlight on a cat. The spotlight since Monday night has been on Koa Pete. What a job he did in his first ever collegiate basketball game. 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. About as good a performance as you're going to find in the history of this program to begin a Wildcat career. DK with TL didn't get a chance to talk to the coach this week, but we do have a question from this preseason that we asked the coach about one of his other star freshmen. We'll get his thoughts on that. Your scouting report, we'll chat with the voice of the Trailblazers, Rod Sundell. He'll not be here tonight because they've got football as well as the Wildcats tomorrow, so he'll be on the road, but we'll get his thoughts on the team that's coming in here tonight. That's brought to you by Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Can we beat the book tonight? Arizona, a 33.5-point favorite at BetMGM. Over-under tonight is 162.5. Also, that is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Get on out to Sol Sports and place your bets, if you like to, on tonight's game. All right, let's take a listen to what happened Monday night in Sin City, a town that is known to be a favorite spot for your Arizona Wildcats.
The City of Lights is an appropriate location for opening night of college basketball. And tonight at T-Mobile Arena, it's a top 25 matchup between the Arizona Wildcats and the Florida Gators. Here we go. Jump at center court is going to be won by the Wildcats, and they're moving left to right. Tried to go inside to Pete. Almost stolen. Koa gets it back. Krivas in the lane. Jumper up and good for 2. And Mo Krivas gives the Wildcats their first 2 points of the ball game. Fast break ahead. Knocked away by Bradley. Stolen back. Marchinkov on the run for the Wildcats. In the lane, up and under, laid up short. Rebound loose, grabbed by Bradley, and he lays it in. Curl it back out top. There's Ingram for 3, and it's good. C.J. Ingram, freshman out of Hawthorne, California. Drains the 3 for Florida. They've got a 9-point lead. Leave it over for Bradley. Swings around a screen from Mo. Stops left elbow, and he threw it away. Picked off. Condon saw it coming. Condon drives the other way. Over to Klavzar. Right corner. 3 ball up and good. Timeout, Arizona. Pete, spin move in the lane. Kick it out, Karchikov. First 3 ball, good for Arizona. Here's Lee in the lane. Throw it back out, Klavzar. Nearly lost the ball, gets it back. Stops top, a deep 3, a fadeaway 3, banks it in. Wow, Klavzar Shot clock at 5. Karchinkov, long ways from the basket, turns, fires the three, scores it! The freshman with both of the Wildcats, Lexus of Tucson charity threes, and Arizona takes the lead at 42-41. JB will drive him all the way into the lane, throw it up and score it. Boy, what a tough shot for Bradley. 50-44 Arizona. Head to Bradley the other way. Bradley driving on Klabjar underneath the Pete, lay it up and good. Boy, that was a tough shot for Cole. Lee penetrates into the lane, laid up, blocked from behind, grabbed in the lane by Logden. Back out to Klabjar, missed a three. Ball loose on the floor, grabbed by Mo Krivas, buries ahead to Karchinkov, lay it up and missed it. No, but goaltending's going to be called. Give him two. Wow. Krivas to guard him there. Throw it in, threw it to nobody, picked up by Koa Pete. Pete on a breakaway down the other way, lay it up and good.
I love that Koa Pete didn't try for the highlight dunk. He wanted to finish the play off with the layup.
JB will drive it right, bounce pass to Pete, down the lane, to the bucket, lay it in. Oh, what a pretty play. Florida back the other way. Here's Lee, tried to go inside, whistle, timeout, called by Florida.
You know who else needs it? Koa Pete. He is spent. He's given everything he's got in that gas tank.
Top of the three-point line, drives on Burries down right of the lane, kick it back out, no shot there, give it to Hauk. He'll take the three straight up, it's good. First three of the second half. Now the Gators run again to Flan, drives baseline underneath the Hauk, laid up and good, and we're tied. Hauk has been the man for Florida. Cats with the ball. Here's Del Orso. Lob it for Pete, who slams it home with one hand. Beautiful pass. Better basket. 72-70. That gets them going here at T-Mobile. Ripped away by Pete to Bradley. Arizona on the run. Bradley lost the handle, got it back. Off to Pete. Down the lane. Slam it home for two. Timeout, Florida. Is this a pretty good debut for the freshman? Second free throw is good. 6-point lead. And now Gators need a three in a hurry. Fland down to the right wing. Throw it out top. Hauk over left. It goes Lee. Fires the off-balance three. In and out, no good. Rebound. Tipped out. Grabbed by Lee. Left corner. That's it. It's over. Cats have won the opener. What a game here in Las Vegas.
What a game indeed at the Hall of Fame series opener for your Wildcats, 93-87 over the Florida Gators, the reigning national champions who came in ranked number 3 to start the season against 13th ranked Arizona. The Wildcats will be headed into that top 10 next week, provided they don't slip up tonight in the homecoming opener against Utah Tech. Freshman Koa Pete, whoa, man. Put himself in the record books. 30-point performance. Again, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Second most points scored in a debut by an Arizona freshman ever, trailing a guy only by the name of Eric Money, who had 37 points in his first ever game, wearing the Cardinal and Navy all the way back in 1972. J.W. Madden joins us now. J.W., it's something everybody's been talking about across the country. Koa Pete and the performance he had to start this season.
Yeah, when we saw all the accolades coming in, DK, I mean, 4-time state champion, 3-time Mr. Basketball in Arizona, right? 4 gold medals. I think a lot of people knew how good of a player Koa Pete would be coming in to the University of Arizona, but guess what? There's a lot of good players on that front line. So 30 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. The stat line we saw against the returning defending national champions in their first game since cutting the nets down in March. Unbelievable performance. As I said the other night, I think Koa Pete has the luxury, DK, of playing with a guy like Moteas Krivas, playing with front line that is capable of getting theirs any day of the week. And so therefore, he might not see the best defender matched up against him in that first game. There were times when Conan wasn't on him, right? However, moving forward, he's on the scout. So you might see games where those other guys start to get a lot healthier in their scoring. and rebounding. It's just amazing when a guy can come in and put up those numbers. But I also believe that Tobe Awaka is going to have his share of 20-point, 10-rebound games. Mateus Krivas is going to have his share of 20-point, 10-rebound games. Koa was the one guy they did not account for. If you listen to Coach Golden in their postgame, he said he thought he did a really good job on Krivas, really good job on Awaka, but they had no answers for Koa Pete.
That's interesting. I want to come back to something that you just said there a little bit later, though. Let's hear from Tommy Lloyd. His team was down double digits early, but that's early, too early to panic.
I told our guys, these games are crazy, and they're emotional, but they're long. So take a breath. You can get down, you can get up, but it doesn't mean. We were down 10 or 12 at one point. We were up 10 or 12 at one point. We were up. I thought we had that thing down to the end, and obviously we got to work on our end-of-game stuff a little bit. We weren't as clean as we needed to be at the end of the game to close it out. When you have that lead, it's paramount that you find a way to close out the game and not to give your opponent a chance to tie it. And I think Florida had the ball down 3 under a minute to go, and that's awesome. It gives us something to work on. So we're going to focus on that and get to work.
So, again, Tommy Lloyd liking what he saw from his team. Koa Pete, 30 points. He mentioned, or J-Dub mentioned, the 4-time gold medalist already playing on junior U.S. national teams, the last of those, which was coached by Tommy Lloyd. And Koa, after the game, said he felt like that was absolutely a benefit to him coming into college.
Honestly, I think it really helped me this summer, especially playing with Coach Lloyd. He ran some of the same sets at USA, so coming to U of A in the fall, it was pretty easy to adapt to those. And just, I think me and Coach built a really good relationship this summer, and I'm just excited for the season, and I'm really happy to be coached by Coach Lloyd.
There you go. Tommy impressed by what he saw from his top freshman.
Everyone's known about him, but no one's really studied him and watched him. And he's a special player. Just the way he came out in that atmosphere, and he went against the first team All-American, and that kid's a heck of a player, and Koa, is a force. And, I think Koa is a matchup nightmare, every day, and I think you're going to continue to see more and more from his game. He also had 5 assists, 7 rebounds, should have been double digits, Koa, on boards, but we'll get there.
This was a game that got into the 90s. We did not think it would even get into the 80s to open up this season, but that's what we had, 93 to 87. 87 points on most nights would be enough to win a game, although Todd Golden was asked afterward why he felt like his offense maybe struggled a bit in that in the mid stages, or I should say the latter stages of the first half and the early stages of the second half.
I don't think the offense was the issue, man. We scored 48 in the first half. I think, we got up to a good lead. It was our defense that was an issue. Again, credit to them. They were physical. They got close to the rim. They started putting us in the basket and changed the complexity of the game. The way we play is very complementary. And when we're pulling the ball out of the net every time, it's really hard to get out in transition and get early baskets and play the way we want to play. So, it's going to be a game of runs. Anytime you play a great program like this, you're going to go on some runs. They're going to go on some runs. I just felt like they kind of, to their credit, I thought we had a chance to really, jump on them, and they fought back and took a little lead going into halftime, and then we were just battling the rest of the way. But the issue for us tonight, especially during that stretch, was, in my opinion, was on the defensive end and on the glass.
So that's 2 out of the last 3 years now. You'll remember 2 years ago, the Wildcats went on the road, an actual true road game, to Cameron Indoor Stadium to open up this season, the first year of Caleb Love here, and the Wildcats came away victorious against, I don't remember exactly what the Blue Devils were ranked, but I believe they were in the top 5 on that particular trip. And they did it again this year with the Florida Gators going, although to a neutral site, to win this game. Tommy asked if there was much of a comparison with the start of that season 2 years ago and the big win at Duke to this win over the number 3 and defending champion Florida Gators.
We're in a great spot, and I like where we're at. But you know what? But I also know, we got a couple games at home, and then I know, there's this thorn in our side from LA, that we got to go over and play, in their city, and like, I don't know, what's that, 10 or 11 days from now. And I got a lot of respect for them. We're not even thinking about that game yet, but there's so many battles to be had. And you know what's really cool? And as I'm getting more experience coaching, just enjoy it. Enjoy the battles. Don't get too worked up. Don't get too stressed out. Just try to figure out what you got to do to win the game. But man, this is a lot of fun.
I like how he put that, J-Dub, a thorn, the thorn in our side in Los Angeles, which is UCLA.
Well, last year, they had struggled quite a bit. I agree 100% with Coach. I think it's so tough as a fan looking at a game like this because what is it really, DK? It's a meaningless game. It's the first game of the year. A meaningless, quote unquote, because it doesn't count towards your conference ranking, right? Which is the big one is how you do in conference. Non-conference really has to do with your seeding. So obviously this game will be taken into account by the panel when they do seeding in March. It's a huge boon for Arizona's seeding late. But when it really boils down to it, this is a bunch of new faces, 5 new freshmen, much ballyhooed class, and they're trying to work those guys into the rotation. So as Coach said right there, if you lose this game, or as he said in relation to this Florida game, if you lose this game, it's not the end of the world. You're getting film to go and see what you need to work on because Florida too, DK, that team is going to look nothing like they did on that opening night at the end of the season because they're trying to work in 2 transfer guards. That Florida lost 3 players in the top 40 of the NBA draft. So yes, returning national champions. However, they lost a lot of firepower off of that team. And the big one was Walter Clayton Jr., who just made a lot of 25, 30-footers down the stretch of every close game Florida had last year to win games that maybe they shouldn't have. They didn't get that from Xavier Lee. I'm sure they will as the season rolls on. But from Arizona's perspective, it's best of both worlds, right? You go and you get a challenge. You get a lot of great film to go and show the players what they need to work on. But you also come away with a big, seed boosting win against one of the top 5, top 10 teams in America. Florida will be there by the end of the year. So nothing but positives to take away from that Vegas trip.
You mentioned a trip to Vegas, and as Tommy Lloyd reminded everybody afterwards, Vegas is still Wildcat country.
Arizona fans have a special relationship with Vegas, and we love coming here and being the first game of the year. It's really early. Never played a game on November 3rd that counted. To see all our fans around and the excitement, for this game, it just kind of helps remind us why we do this. And we know at Arizona basketball, we always talk about it. We're a part of something much bigger than ourselves, and we know we have an amazing legacy that we're honoring all the time. And for our guys to come out and put on a show like they did in an awesome atmosphere against a really impressive, formidable opponent was pretty special.
There you go, 93-87, Arizona coming home now for the homecoming opener tonight against Utah Tech. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, getting you set for the Wildcats and the Trailblazers. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We'll dive into our first look at the Utah Tech Trailblazers, tonight's opponent. That's coming up next. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. I'm David Kelly along with Kelvin Ifan and JW Madden. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Hour 1 of the pregame show is brought to you by Advantage Air and Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. 2 powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Nobody does big screens like this. At Roadhouse Cinemas, every movie is massive with thundering surround sound and food and drinks delivered to your seat. Then, just steps away, Roadie's Lanes Games and Gastropub turns game day into an event. Huge screens with every play in full view. Hit the lanes, throw an axe, battle it out in laser tag, crush it in the arcade or crazy darts. Movies, sports, food, fun, all in one place. Roadhouse and Roadies, 2 epic experiences, 1 unbeatable destination. Corner of Grant and Swan.
At the Window Depot, builders and contractors don't wait weeks. You get what you need today. Factory direct windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, it's all in stock and ready to go at wholesale prices. Whether you're tackling a remodel or a multifamily project, we've got job site quantities and no membership required. Our windows are proudly manufactured and assembled in Arizona with small business service and big box selection. Order online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than 4 walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah. It's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
JB will drive him all the way into the lane, throw it up and score it. Boy, what a tough shot for Bradley. 50-44 Arizona.
It's time to take our first look at today's game. Brought to you by the Window Depot. The Window Depot. Lowest prices and biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com.
Yeah, Jaden Bradley, equally as good as Koa Pete in the opener for your Arizona Wildcats. A career-high 27 points in that ball game. 15 of those in the second half. That's when you like to see those, the bulk of that high scoring when the game is on the line down the stretch. Jaden Bradley taking the ball to the hole. He had 5 assists and 2 steals to go along with that 27 points.
Starters are great, and finishers are even better.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Let's hear from Jaden Bradley on the Wildcats' win over the Florida Gators.
We just knew Florida was a great team, so we tried not to panic when we got down. We trusted in each other, trusted in the system, 2-3 ball screens, and we just took what they gave us, whether that was a pocket pass, a layup, and then we just trusted each other, and we ended up getting that lead.
Jaden Bradley, the returning point guard, left off a lot of lists. We'll get to that here in a little while. Let's welcome in the third member of our team, Kelvin Efon, the captain, joins us as well. Captain, we were talking a little bit in the first segment about Koa Pete because everybody across the country is talking about what he was able to do. But Jaden Bradley, you come into this season, and Jaden hasn't necessarily always been known as a high scorer. But and I know we've talked about whether or not he potentially could be one of those guys that shoots threes for you. But I like the way he went about getting to 27 points, being aggressive to the basket, getting layups at the rim, and getting himself to the free throw line in a double digit amount.
Yeah, no, that's tough to guard. Of course, everybody likes the fancy three and watching guys shoot half court threes. But at the end of the day, I always say the team that gets the most 2-point baskets win. I mean, and when you have a guard that can attack the basket, first of all, the first half he tried to settle everybody else down and get other guys going. He wasn't really looking for his shot. He more is trying to, again, getting Creevis going, getting Pete going, trying to get Del Orso and Berries comfortable in the game. And then once you feel the flow of the game, as a point guard, you figure out where you can, affect the game with points. So him getting to the basket, getting fouled, getting free throws, huge game for Jaden Bradley.
Yeah, and DK, like combo guard in Kelvin in my day meant a guy who could score but was a distributor. But modern combo guards are not that. Steph Curry, John Wall, these kind of guys, Russ Westbrook, those guys are trying to score first, and you try to stop their scoring, sets up them, kicking out to open shooters, finding cutters down the lane and whatnot. Jaden Bradley, like Kelvin just said, he's got a lot of young players on this team. Very first game ever, trying to get those guys comfortable, trying to get everybody involved. And down the stretch, when his team really needed a bucket, he took his man off the dribble, got right at the rim, and finished it. Was it 10 straight down the stretch, something like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, down the stretch, he was dominant for this offense for sure. And I mentioned that he has been left off a lot of things in this preseason. Was not listed among the top 20 point guards by a number of publications, apparently including, I didn't even know the Hall of Fame had a publication, but apparently they do, and they put out a list, and he was left off that list, and Tommy Lloyd after the game let the Hall of Fame people know that he was left off that list.
Okay, the Hall of Fame's awesome, but how in the world could they not have Jaden Bradley as one of the top 20 point guards in the country? And you guys know I don't mess with these lists that much, but in JB, and I talk about it a little, but JB's a guy that he doesn't need anything extra. He doesn't take up any extra space in the room than he has to. He's always leaving room for his teammates to be special. And at the end of the day, he's just a get it done type of guy. So I hopefully, I know there's add-ons to that list, but if there's any way this guy's not one of the top, 2 or 3 point guards in the country, I've been doing this for a while, and they don't make him much better than this. So he was amazing.
He was that, and I was looking for that list. I couldn't find the Hall of Fame series list, but clearly it was something that they had seen. And we always talk about whether or not they pay attention to that stuff. But when one of their own gets snubbed, they're going to make sure that everybody knows that a mistake was made.
Yeah, to me, what that means is that Jaden Bradley really means something to him. When you get a coach that's willing to go out and fight for a guy, that means that he really respects everything about that guy. So usually coaches don't really care about your preseason awards, let alone your postseason awards, because usually it's about the team. And if the team does well, all those awards come, and that's usually coach speak that you hear. But to hear coach advocating for him right now means that he just has another respect for Jaden and everything that he brings to this team, and he understands that for this team to be successful, Jaden Bradley is going to have an All-American type of season.
Tonight it'll be the Utah Tech Trailblazers. They come in here at 2-0. First time they've been 2-0 in 5 years, and they are now a full-fledged Division I team. They've been making the move from Division II to Division I over the course of the last 6 seasons. I believe actually this is their 5th season playing in the WAC, but only the second season that they'll be playing in the WAC as a full-fledged member, a Division I member, meaning that they can go to the conference tournament and compete for the postseason in Division I. They beat South Dakota State in their opener, and then they won at home earlier this week as well in big fashion in a win over Bethesda. And their head coach is John Judkins. He's been there 20 years as the head coach at Utah Tech. And John Judkins said this about Arizona, they're really, really good.
Yeah, they're unreal. What a great opportunity for these guys to go do that. The atmosphere, who you're playing, some of those guys are going to go play pro ball, and you're going to look back and say, I played against that guy, or I played I mean, what an experience. So hopefully we come out and play hard and compete and be physical with them, and then just relax. Shoot, there's no pressure on us. Everybody thinks they're going to beat us.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure. Just go out and have fun and shoot the ball, but we got to play more physical. We got to have more energy. Yeah. And if we do that, who knows? Yeah. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, who knows what could happen? Let's pause 10 seconds here for station identification. This is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
Along with Kelvin Ifan, JW Madden, my name is David Kelly. It's Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, Wildcats, and Utah Tech to open up the 25-26 home part of the season, the homecoming opener, as we are calling it here tonight, because it is homecoming weekend here. In speaking of that, I don't remember too many times it seems like we've had a home basketball game on homecoming. Usually because I think this season is starting a little bit earlier, it seems, than maybe normal.
Yeah.
But I don't remember too many homecoming basketball games, homecoming weekend basketball games recently.
This is usually the weekend that they're often like a 3-team, 3-day tournament type of deal, like Atlantis, those kind of weeks. Because that's really early. Like it tends to be pretty early in the basketball season. And the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, Arizona has generally not started at home and not started or in a neutral site like they did in Las Vegas there. They've had the quick games that they've played at those Atlantis and Maui tournaments. But I'd have to look it up, DK. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Kelvin, you remember any homecoming football games or at basketball games at home too recently?
No, not off the top of my head.
All right, one of the best players for Utah Tech is Ethan Potter. He matched his career high with 23 points in the 110-65 victory on Wednesday night over Bethesda. So again, they just played 2 nights ago, and their first game, that opener against South Dakota, was on Monday. So this is already going to be their third game this week. Third game this week for the Utah Tech Trailblazers, although Ethan Potter says, hey, no pressure on us.
It'll be crazy. The lights will be bright for sure, but we just got to stick to the work that we've been doing all season. And, I mean, it's just another game that, I mean, we'll just have to work even harder to try and keep it a good game. And I think there's even less pressure for this because, I mean, honestly, I don't think we're not expected to keep it close or win this game. And I mean, when we're able to when we do the things that we're about to do this weekend, it'll be even more satisfying to play hard and play our best game.
Yeah, they're not expected. That's why the line is 30-plus points tonight.
Yeah. Kelvin, I got a question. I read that this is Utah Tech's first ever nationally televised basketball game. So Mr. Potter there is talking about how there's no pressure on them. But Kelvin Ifan, I got a question for you. Do you remember your first ever nationally televised game? Number one. Number two, did you tell all your homies and your family, hey, you got to tune into this channel? And number three, did you have that in the back of your mind? Were you thinking, man, everybody across the country can see me right now?
You get the schedule out to all your brothers and your family and your cousins and everybody that's following and everything. But I ain't gonna lie, JW, you so locked into the moment, you don't even have time to think about everything else that's going on. You're worried about this D1 team right there in front of you. I was lucky my freshman year, I had Damon Stoudemire.
Right.
So I didn't have a lot to worry about because Damon Stoudemire was going to play 38 minutes out of the 40. So, I knew I was going to get a lot of time to calm down and cheerlead, during those games.
Yeah, but you got to look fresh. You got to have that cut right. You're on the sideline. You're in Madison Square Garden. You're playing against, Georgetown or whatever, and everybody in the country's tuned in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, and especially for these schools. I mean, you remember we're Arizona, so I expected to be in those games, honestly, and on TV. But for a school like Utah Tech, like you said, that's Dixie State. I remember when it was a JUCO, not 10 or 12 years ago. So just imagine that. They're playing Arizona. I mean, and they're going to be able to use that as a recruiting tool to get players there that, they play games like this.
Yeah, I've been through St. George 50, 100 times, but it was to get to Zion and Bryce Canyon. That's the gateway from Vegas to get to Bryce and Zion. Southern Utah, like one of the most amazing places ever. St. George itself, not a big place, but really, really pretty environment, like all around there. So I can imagine going to school there is pretty nice. But yeah, I remember that Dixie State. They haven't been Utah Tech too long. So yeah, Dixie State.
Yeah, for those of you that are not aware, Utah Tech did change their name. I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, right about the time they were making the jump to Division I from Dixie State to Utah Tech. And in terms of national television, the game for the second straight game for U of A is on TNT, as was Monday night's game. TNT will be the carrier for tonight's television broadcast. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, and that is our first look at tonight's contest.
That's our first look at the game. Brought to you by the Window Depot. The Window Depot. Lowest prices and biggest inventory. Shop thewindow.depot.com. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
And don't forget, Window Depot also sponsors Arizona's top rebounding performance every night. It's the Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game. Might be the Wildcat with the most rebounds. Might be the U of A star with the most impactful boards. We'll tell you the Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game coming up tonight on Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, the post-game show. Much more straight ahead. We'll shine a spotlight on a cat, and it was the cat that opened up everybody's eyes on Monday night. Koa Pete. That's straight ahead. Along with Kelvin Efon and JW Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Uh-oh, another plumbing disaster. Don't panic. Call the pros at Acclaimed Drain and Plumbing Solutions. From clogged drains to full-blown repipe repairs, our expert team is fast, getting repipes done in one day. Reliable, professional, and always ready 24/7. When water won't behave, Acclaimed saves the day. Call 520-200-1089 or visit acclaimed-drain.com. Acclaimed Drain and Plumbing Solutions. Trusted, local, acclaimed.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future?
Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
At the Window Depot, builders and contractors don't wait weeks. You get what you need today. Factory direct windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, it's all in stock and ready to go at wholesale prices. Whether you're tackling a remodel or a multifamily project, we've got job site quantities and no membership required. Our windows are proudly manufactured and assembled in Arizona with small business service and big box selection. Order online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
What you're driving right now may be worth more than you think, and O'Reilly Chevrolet wants to buy it. No matter the make or model, we'll pay top dollar today or trade up to a top quality pre-owned vehicle from our huge selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs. We're on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or visit O'Reilly.com. It's pretty easy. We'll simply pay you more for what you're driving than anybody else. O'Reilly Used Cars, giving you more since 1924.
O'Reilly Chevrolet. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Rivas to guard him there. Throw it in, threw it to nobody, picked up by Koa Pete. Pete on a breakaway down the other way, lay it up and good.
I love that Koa Pete didn't try for the highlight dunk. He wanted to finish the play off with the layup.
Our pregame show Spotlight on a Cat is brought to you by O'Reilly Chevrolet. Get more with O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Koa Pete, freshman, one of 2 McDonald's All-Americans for your Arizona Wildcats. That now makes 32 McDonald's All-Americans to play at the University of Arizona. There are 3 on this current roster, as Jaden Bradley was also a McDonald's All-American. Koa Pete, go ahead.
I think Craig McMillan was the first.
The first.
I think that's right, yeah.
Craig McMillan.
I know there was a streak,
who hit the shot that you missed.
There was some crazy streak of like 15, 18 consecutive years, something like that.
You left a game involving a McDonald's All-American.
I didn't leave. I was like 8. I wasn't driving. I was 8 years old. But yes, the McMiracle at McKale. We were
McMiracle.
We were the headlights.
That's even perfect. McDonald's All-American, McMiracle.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, McMillan, McDonald's, McMiracle. It all kind of falls together there. The number 8 ranked recruit last year in the country, J-Dub mentioned, 4-time Arizona State champion at Gilbert Perry, played his entire career at Gilbert Perry, did not go to a prep school or anything of that. Youngest of 7 kids, all athletes of some sort, whether it's basketball or football. Brother is on the football team here at the University of Arizona, although Keanu is injured this season, so unable to go for the Wildcats. We had a chance to chat with young Mr. Koa Pete, and I asked him, among things that I asked Koa, was just kind of about this number 2 freshman class that the Wildcats have, and he's a part of.
Yeah, I think just our versatility. I mean, a lot of the guys could do a lot of things on the court. Dwayne, he's a really good 3-and-D player. Yvonne, the same, really good 3-and-D player. Braden, he's a great combo guard. You know, he makes really good plays. Bryce is a really good shooter, and then you got me as well. So I think our freshmen are really good, and that alongside the the seniors we already have and the older guys we already have, I think we're going to be good this year, and I'm excited for it.
Now, you come from a huge family of athletes, brothers and sisters. Most of the men in the family, though, played football. What gravitated you to basketball and not football?
Honestly, I think my sisters had a really big influence on me. They both played college basketball, but also just like my 8th grade year going into 9th grade, I was picking up a lot of offers and getting a lot of buzz around my name. So, I mean, I always liked basketball, and I think I really fell in love with it when I came into high school and just really started working hard.
Who taught you the game?
My trainer Kenny was really good with me. He trained my sister Leilani, and my brother coached me throughout middle school. My oldest brother Todd, he taught me a lot, and then also my Coach Dwayne at Perry taught me a lot, and Coach Hartwig. So just learning from great people like that has helped me along my journey, and now I'm getting coached by Coach Lloyd and some of the best coaches in the country. So I'm just excited for my progress to keep continuing.
2 sisters, if I'm not mistaken, Leilani and Maya,
yes,
correct?
Sir.
So how old were you when you were finally able to beat them?
They stopped playing me when I got good, so I really haven't even beat them, to be honest. But, yeah.
What did they tell you about the game? Well, like you said, they were a huge influence. What did they tell you about basketball, how to attack the process to be good at?
I think they just instilled like hard work in me. I think that's just how my whole family was with me. Just that I've seen them go through the things like Andrew sees in the NFL. Now I've seen them go from college to the NFL, and just like the different mindset it takes, the different type of work you have to put in. My dad went through the same stuff because he played in the NFL. So just having people around that's been through the stuff that I want to go through has helped me, and they just kind of gave me the stepping stones, and I just got to keep taking them.
We've seen so many kids that have maybe the ability that you do will kind of maybe hop to specialized schools when they get to that high school. They might play for their home school for a few years, but then maybe go to an academy or go to a prep school. But you made the decision to stay at Gilbert Perry for all 4 years. So why was that important to you?
I think just Coach Dwayne, he's coached a lot of pros. Coach Hartwig's coached a lot of pros. So just having 2 basketball heads like that are teaching me the game every day. I'm already one of the top players in the country, and I'm playing on a good AAU team, the Compton Magic. So I'm playing against good competition in the summer with USA and Compton Magic, and then I'm coming back and playing with Perry with my homeboys, and being able to be coached by 2 of the best coaches in Arizona in the high school level. So I mean, I was in a fortunate spot, and I was blessed to be at Perry. My situation was really good for me.
Koa Pete is joining us, freshman forward for your Arizona men's basketball team. You mentioned, USA. I mean, you are an extremely decorated young man already, having played on a number of different under national teams. So
yes, sir.
What did you ever think when you got into that process that you would be able to win so many gold? Was it 4 gold medals? I think it is.
Yeah. After my first one, the director at the time, his name was BJ. He told me like I have a chance to win 4 in high school. So that was a goal I set after I won my first one, and I'm happy I achieved that. But I mean, going through those experiences with good players and good coaches, it was only a blessing on me, and it made me better as a player.
We're chatting with Koa Pete, freshman forward for your Arizona Wildcats. Who was that guy for you? We were talking to Dwayne. He said he grew up loving Michael Jordan over in Europe and saw his videos and fell in love. Who was that guy for you that you really liked watching the play?
LeBron James and Kobe. Those are my 2 guys that I really look up to, and just seeing their greatness, I aspire to be like those guys.
Okay, so you have you met LeBron yet? What was that like the first time you met him?
It was crazy. It was surreal, honestly. I mean, I think he's the best player ever to play, so meeting him was great.
So now does Bryce give you the number so you can have your own private consultations with Dad?
Nah. I actually I met him at a workout. I was working out up in California with Clutch. So we're in the same agency, so he was working out before me, and I got to chat with him for a little bit after his workout.
Nice. Now, we talked about the lower level, obviously, under programs in the United States basketball program. For you to be on the senior team, is that a dream for you to kind of complete the process now to make a senior team and be able to play in an Olympic Games or something?
Yeah, for sure. That's something I've dreamt of as a kid. So, I mean, I'll be the 12th man on the bench. I'll go out and be the 12th man on the bench. It doesn't matter. I just want to be a part of that, man.
That's today's Spotlight on a Cat. Brought to you by O'Reilly Chevrolet. Get more with O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Couple things I liked that he said there. One, I love that he stayed with his guys. He's like, look, I can play big time basketball on my what do they call it? What do they call the circuits in the summer? AAU, thank you. He says I can play on my summer circuit and play big time basketball then, but during the high school year I want to play with my guys. I love that mentality from Koa Pete.
Yeah, Kelvin, I want you to speak on this because there's so many guys in the last 20 years who've gone to the Finley preps, and that's not a thing anymore, but we watched that happen. And to some degree, like, it's nice to see 2 or 3 top 25 ranked high school basketball players on the same team. But, bro, like, there's something also to be said about, like DK said, when he committed, Braden Burries is the same. Sticking around with the guys that you grew up with and went elementary school and junior high school and just that being a kid kind of thing, I love to see it.
Yeah, and what I was going to say was, for Koa Pete, he had examples of with his brothers and different things, because even football players transfer to different schools and everything to get that competitive edge of playing with better players and better coaches. But, they stayed at their schools. They trusted their coaches that they had because they had dealt with Division I players before and been successful with those guys, even some guys going on to the NBA. So he was comfortable with the coaching. And, again, just being able to play with your friends, this the last time that he'll be able that was the last time that he will be able to play basketball for fun. Now everything is all business.
Yeah, and the other thing that he said there at the end when I asked him about potentially getting into the U.S. senior national team basketball division, he was like, I would go and be the 13th guy on the bench.
He should have, Kelvin, he should have just said, like, I'll be Leitner.
Yeah, I mean, you just want that experience. I mean, just to be able to be around those some of those big time players that be on that team, because he understands that that's a who's who of American basketball that's on those teams. So for him to be able to get on one of those teams as a youngster would be a huge accomplishment. But he probably got to get a few years in the NBA before he can make that dream come true.
And let's not forget, it was the Colangelos who made all that happen. They figured out a way to change the USA basketball formula to have players invested early who potentially will down the road also be members of the men's national senior team. So that idea of getting guys in early with the thought, not just the 5 best players in the country, not just 5 guys who can ISO real good, but 5 guys who buy into a team philosophy. And that idea, and that's what you've seen the senior national team, perform much better on the Olympic cycle anyway, maybe not in the mid years, since that decision 25 years ago to invest and time into young players, being around that to see what it takes, even getting a chance to go and practice or go in scrimmage against some of those senior men's national teams. Just an incredible experience and great networking for those guys to get a little bit of knowledge about what they might need to work on in their games to get there.
30 points in the game against Florida. What did the opposing coach, Todd Golden, think of one Koa Pete?
We didn't guard the middle ball screen very well. I think, they weren't, to Tommy's credit, he wasn't overcomplicating it, just putting Bradley and Pete in the middle ball screen. And, we're dropping a little bit. And Koa's tough to guard when he gets that little downhill run. And, we just weren't able to match his physicality on those plays. And he did a good job putting some balls in. To Micah Hanlockton's credit, I thought he did a great job in the second half, bothering him. That size and length made it an issue for him. But prior to that, we just didn't do a good enough job. And again, let him get 12 free throws. But I was impressed. I thought that was a matchup that we'd have a good chance at winning tonight, and we did not.
All right, guys, just based on game one, you saw what happened in game one. How do you think, and I don't know that Utah Tech's going to be the answer to that tonight, but how do you think the Power 4 teams are going to try to defense him based on what they saw in game one?
Well, I mean, it's the way that he plays is very efficient. I mean, because he doesn't take, crazy three-point attempts. He gets to the basket or he gets to that turnaround jumper if he one-on-one and someone cuts him off. So I'm excited to see. Only thing that I can think of is try to double him with another big, but he doesn't really post up, J-Dub, right?
Yeah, no.
So it's going to be hard to bring that double from post to post because he usually is coming, getting the ball from the top and attacking from the top of the key or the wing. So, and then I think I've watched him play in high school, and one of the things that make him great is he's unselfish.
Yeah.
So if they bring the double, he's going to make the right play and pass the ball. So I'm actually interested to see, not today against Utah Tech because I don't know how many minutes he'll actually get today, But when we get against the rest of that good competition, I'm actually want to see what he really is going to do, because I don't know how you stop what he did the other day. It was just very efficient.
Coach Golden came into that game against Arizona semi-arrogant, knowing that he had the same front line that just won the national championship. A lot of people's best front court in the entire country coming into this year. So what did they do? Well, they played a lot of straight up, right? Because you're talking about a game that includes Tobe Awaka, that includes Moteus Krivas. So we're not just talking about Koa Pete here. And Coach Golden believed in his 4 guys on that front line to be able to play straight up with a lot of those players. You're not going to see front lines like that down the road. Maybe 1 or 2. Houston's pretty damn good. Texas Tech, obviously, Kansas. But most of the teams are not going to be able to match up. So you're going to have to send doubles. Now, who do you double? Are you going to double Moteus Krivas and allow cutters? Are you going to double Koa Pete when he gets it going, Kelvin? Because that's the biggest issue I see down the road. Koa had a lot of room to maneuver because those guys were not coming off of Tobe Awaka. Right. They were not coming off of Moteus Krivas. Their scouting report was, do not let 7'2", 260-pound Moteus Krivas dunk 17 times tonight. So they were trying to avoid that. In the future, this tape right here we just saw, I mean, the thing that just boggles my mind is not only is he Koa Pete 6'8", 6'9", 230, 240, but his footwork, Kelvin, I mean, he's really light on his feet and has really good fundamental footwork. A couple of those spin moves and tight spaces in. So there's really not much you can do about a guy like that. And the most important thing Kelvin said, he's unselfish. He's just a team player. So if you do send a double, he's tall enough to see over that. And he's seen doubles, Kelvin, his whole life, right? Yeah. I mean, all anybody's ever been doing is doubling him. So good luck.
Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, 520-848-1290 is our number, getting you set for the Arizona Wildcats and the Utah Tech Trailblazers. That is our spotlight on a Cat Koa Pete. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. 1 hour in the books. Hour number 2 coming up for you as we take you to 6:30 before we hand you off to Brian Jeffries and Ryan Hansen over at McKale Center. Homecoming opener tonight between the Wildcats and the Trailblazers. Along with Kelvin Efon and J.W. Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Hour 1 of the pregame show is brought to you by Advantage Air and Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
At O'Reilly Chevrolet, we love trucks. We love them so much, as a matter of fact, that we've dedicated an entire month to them. And during Truck Month, right now, you can pick up a Chevy Silverado, the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona for the past 3 years. So what are you waiting for? Check us out at O'Reilly Chevrolet on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. See us today and get that new truck at O'Reilly Chevrolet, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Rightway is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Rightway to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Rightway today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Wildcat Nation, are you ready?
Bradley down into the lane, lay it up and good. Previous turnaround jump hook is good. Del Orso springs a three out there and drains it. Milwaukee takes away the rebound and slams it home. It's a man's game.
Bear down, Cats. Our window depot coverage of University of Arizona basketball continues with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The pregame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. We are counting down to tip-off for Arizona Wildcats basketball. This is Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Tried to go inside to Pete, almost stolen. Koa gets it back. Krivas in the lane, jumper up and good for two. And Mo Krivas gives the Wildcats their first 2 points of the ball game.
Let's take a look at the Right Way rundown and see what's coming up on our pregame show. Brought to you by Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Doing things the right way.
All right, now number 2 of our show here, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. My name is David Kelly. Glad you could be with us. DK with TL is straight ahead. My question to the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats basketball team, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. College basketball scoreboard. We'll dive into what's happening tonight. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers, all over that. J-Dub mentioned a pretty big ball game for the Kansas Jayhawks tonight on the road at North Carolina. Henry Vasar will be present, the one-time Arizona Wildcat, in that game. Your scouting report, Rod Zundell will join us, courtesy Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. He is the voice of the Utah Tech Trailblazers. He will not be present tonight, though, because he's on football duty down in Texas this weekend. Our view from courtside, we had a chance to chat with Saul Bookman from All City Network, get his thoughts on the Arizona Wildcats win this past week over the Florida Gators. Can we beat the book is the question. Arizona is a huge favorite in this ball game. How about 33.5 is the number, and the over-under now is 163.5, so about one higher than it was in the game on Monday.
Well, I mean, they don't have a center on their roster, so.
But they've got a pretty, they got a bunch of six. They don't have a true center, but they got a bunch of guys above 6'7".
12 guards and 4 forwards is what I saw.
Yeah, they got some 6'7", 6'8" front line guys, so it'll be interesting to see how that
Kelvin,
plays out.
Is Mateus Krivas and Tobe Walker those centers?
Wait a minute, say that again?
Mateus Krivas and Tobe Walker, they're centers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
you got to deal with those guys somehow, some way. They're gonna,
Yeah.
you talk about
And I
double. We
can
just talked
see-
about double teaming in the last segment. If your tallest players are 6'7", 6'8", and you're going with Tobe Waka and Mo Krivas, that's a big problem.
Right, and they're going to play, and those guys can play volleyball with that ball up there, and those guys couldn't get nowhere close to it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's real tough. Tough ask.
There you go. There's again, every year we get a bunch of the national guys that'll come through Tucson here in the early part of the pre-fall practice to watch the Wildcats, to get the chance to see the team so they can have an eye on what's going to happen and who's got what, to write their stories and all of their previews. And one of those guys that came through this fall was John Rothstein. I shared the story back when he was here that day. I was like getting out of my car on my way, I think, from one of the Brent Brennan press conferences. It might have even been fall, one of the practices. And I'm like, who's this guy? It's like 100 degrees. And I'm like, who's this guy walking around in this silver or this gray suit, carrying rolling around a luggage like he just got out of the Uber and is looking for somewhere to go. And that was, in fact, John Rothstein, who I saw that day. He talked this week on his podcast about the performance by Koa Pete against Florida, as well as the early season schedule that Tommy Lloyd has put together for U of A.
One of the narratives we are hearing time and time again is obviously about the great freshmen that there are this season in college basketball. A.J. DeBanza, Darren Peterson at Kansas, and obviously Cam Boozer. Koa Pete wasn't mentioned in that conversation. I was in Tucson during the preseason, and I took in a practice, and the million-dollar question that surrounded this Arizona team after having Caleb Love for a couple of years was who was going to be Arizona's go-to scorer when it needed a bucket. Koa Pete had star-like ability in that practice. I didn't expect him to get 30 in his first college game. But between his performance and Jaden Bradley dropping the 20-plus point game as he did at point guard, you saw an Arizona team that was uniquely situated to have a freshman like Koa Pete have a major impact, and I'm going to tell you why. Returning personnel, and you've heard me say it ad nauseum, is so much more important than incoming personnel in college basketball. Jaden Bradley is the guy that people look at in bold print. But there were three other players that were a part of Arizona's roster last year in addition to Jaden Bradley on a team that went to the Sweet 16 and lost to Duke. Jaden Bradley was one. Anthony Del Orso was another. Tobe Waka was a third. And Mo Krivas, who only played 8 games last year due to a foot injury, was the fourth. But that gave Arizona a foundation in place where it could allow Koa Pete, Braden Burries, Ivan Karchenkov, who had a terrific game last night for Arizona, Dwayne Aristode. It allowed those guys to be in a situation where they would have the veterans around them to flourish. We don't know what's going to happen moving forward for Arizona, but I'll tell you this much. Tommy Lloyd doesn't get enough credit for the way he pushes his team, a team that is obviously deeply situated in the desert on the West Coast or near the West Coast, to play a ruthless non-conference schedule. I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Arizona is going to go to Los Angeles a week from Friday to take on UCLA at Intuit Dome. Arizona is also going to be in a situation where it's going to play in November a road game at UConn. And then Arizona is going to host Auburn, who barely beat Bethune-Cookman last night, but obviously an opening night win that Stephen Pearl will never forget as head coach. Arizona is also going to play Alabama in Birmingham, and Arizona will play San Diego State and Phoenix in December. Those are 5 more high-level games that Tommy Lloyd is going to use to test his team.
That was John Rothstein talking before the season started as CBS Sports College Basketball insider. He was here again, here in the fall, had a chance, like he mentioned, to take in practice. Let's dive in. I'm going to let you hear what he said coming up here as well when he was here before, and that is a part of this week's DK with TL.
For all the questions you need answered, it's DK with TL. Our David Kelly asks Tommy Lloyd questions, and you get the answers. DK with TL is sponsored by Hughes Federal Credit Union. Hughes Federal Credit Union. We take you further.
All right, so here's what John Rothstein had to say that day when he was here in the fall after he had a chance to watch Arizona practice.
John Rothstein with this Rothstein reaction after watching Arizona practice at the McKale Center in Tucson. Year 5 of the Tommy Lloyd era features a nice blend of youth and experience. 3 players are back: Jaden Bradley, Anthony Del Orso, and Toby Owaka from last year's team that went to the Sweet 16 and lost to Duke. Mo Krevish is also back, healthy after only playing 8 games last year due to a foot injury. But for Arizona to again be a national force in 25-26, it needs its freshmen, 2 guys in particular, Koa Pete and Braden Burries, to produce with regularity. Pete was sensational on Tuesday in practice, initiating offense out of the high post and also swallowing up rebound after rebound, while Burries could be the guy who takes over for the Wildcats when they need a bucket late in the shot clock. I'm John Rothstein reminding you that this is only September.
So, yeah, that was September when he was here. So he had said then that he thought maybe Braden Burries might be that guy who could be the late shot clock guy for the University of Arizona. So after I heard that, I asked Tommy Lloyd about it.
Tommy, you have a number of the national college basketball writers that come through here every fall to watch practice. John Rothstein from CBS was one of those guys. He opinioned that he felt like Braden Burries could be a guy that is a late shot clock shooter for you, maybe to replace a Caleb Love. A lot to put on a freshman, but do you potentially see Braden as being that kind of player for you?
Braden's a really good player, and I don't think there's not a lot on the court that Braden can't do or can't handle. So, I'm sure, being, one of our guards, the ball's going to find him in some of those tougher moments. And, I'm pretty confident, he'll do good things when he has those opportunities. So, I'm not, we're not a team that tilts it to one guy where this guy is going to get all this into the shot clock stuff or stuff like that. But he's somebody that, is definitely dynamic enough that I think he can be really successful in those situations.
Well, if there's one thing I think you want to see in tonight's game and this homecoming opener, it's that Braden Burries maybe finds his footing, because the early foul trouble kind of kept him out of the ability to do that in Las Vegas. Guys, 17 minutes, 1 of 6 shooting from the floor, only 1 free throw, and just 3 points. To go along with 5 fouls in his debut on Monday.
You know what I love, Kelvin, is that in the second half, obviously the first 2 fouls kind of threw him off his rhythm of his first ever college game. But in the second half, Braden Burries played 11 minutes, Kelvin. He only took 2 field goals. Now, generally you want guys to get it up. But to me, in a tight game against the top team in the country, he wasn't forcing anything. He wasn't trying to say, look at me, look what I can do, let me get a highlight out here. He was just making the right reads and the right plays within that flow offense and not trying to call his own number too much, even though he was having a down game.
I agree with you, J-Dub. I thought coming in the second half, he may, try to force a little bit. Young guards sometimes try to lead with their offense instead of understanding that, when you're on a veteran team and have, guys out there that can make plays, you just move the ball and let the ball find the right guy. So I thought he did a good job of moving the ball and letting the offense just work. Again, he wasn't shooting well. I think that was just, again, off the fouls, being in a little bit of foul trouble. But I think all he has to do is just settle down and play. I don't think as much as pressure is on him as he's making, and hopefully Bradley playing well like that, get a little of that talk off of him that he has to be the guy breaking the team down. Caleb Love, that's a different situation, man. This guy coming off a sophomore, playing the national championship his sophomore year. He was like a 4th or 5th year senior or whatever he was. But, I think Burries is a guy who can make those type of plays, but Jaden Bradley is the guy you want the ball in late in games.
No question about that. I would agree with that for sure. All right, that was my one question this week to the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats.
And those are the questions that you needed answered. DK with TL is sponsored by Hughes Federal Credit Union. Hughes Federal Credit Union. We take you further.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply, insured by NCUA.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Cay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' Cay with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and 2-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
At Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, we know your home is more than 4 walls. It's where family gathers and comfort matters most. During the month of November, with the purchase of a new HVAC system, we'll include a free water heater or take $1,000 off your installation. It's our way of helping keep your home cozy, efficient, and worry-free. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, where home wellness begins.
Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden. Time now for a look at today's Wildcat opponent. The Scouting Report is brought to you by Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Jack Furrier, since 1960. Here to get you there.
All right, let's take a closer look at today's basketball opponent, the Utah Tech Trailblazers. Pleased to be joined by Rod Zundel. He is the voice of the Trailblazers. Second all-time meeting between these two teams. They met back during the 22-23 3 season here in Tucson. Rod, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. The Trailblazers already have played 2 games. The Wildcats won a big win on the road to start the season for this club over South Dakota State. I mean, never bad to start the season with a win on the road.
No, especially since we were 0-16 on the road last year. And game 1, we got our first road win. So we were happy about that, and happy that we were able to finish the game. And we were like 9 possession losses last year. And so this was good to get a win when it came down to crunch time.
And obviously, this is a program that's gone through the transition of going from, to Division I, making that transition to Division I. You guys have obviously been playing in the WAC for a number of years, but this is, I think, just the 3rd official season as Division I, if I'm not mistaken?
Last year was our first official season that we were eligible for postseason. So this is our 2nd year eligible for postseason, officially Division I. After the transition. So
what's the thought in terms of now, do you believe that now that everything is official, that this program will be able to make better inroads in the WAC than maybe what you guys have been able to make through the first 5 seasons?
Well, the answer to that question is in the transfer portal, we're able to get some players that have some length to them, and that's been a problem for us. In the transition period, trying to play Division I teams. We just didn't have the athletes and the length on the court. But now we have some guys that have some length and athletic ability. So this year, we're really seeing an improvement and what Division I basketball can do for our program in the players that we bring in.
We're chatting with Rod Zundel. He is the voice of the Utah Tech Trailblazers. Your scouting report is brought to you by Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Jack Furrier since 1960 here to get you there. It's a 2-game road trip for the Trailblazers. They'll play at both Arizona and Arizona State this weekend, so they'll get a couple of games out of their trip to the desert. Let's talk about a few of the guys on this squad. Rod, Ethan Potter has come out firing so far this season. What kind of a ball player is he?
Well, he's a transfer. He played 3 years at Utah Valley. He's a big dude. He's 6'8", but he's strong. He's thick. Got a nice little turnaround jump hook shot from about 5 to 6, 7 feet, and he's able to control the middle a little bit. But against Arizona, it's a whole different beast than what we faced the first couple of years and what he faced in the WAC. We faced a 7-footer at South Dakota on Monday, and he had a little bit of trouble trying to get around him, but he was able to hold his own. But he's a strong guy, not going to have the height that, Arizona presents, but very strong, very capable, and he will make his presence felt. He doesn't back down from anyone. So he's a quality player, got some good inside post moves, and he can also, take it from about 10 feet out and work his way down inside. And pretty good defensive players. Had 3 blocks on Monday and a block on Wednesday against Bethesda. So he can handle his own. We're just going to have to see how well he can handle it against your big dudes.
Well, you mentioned obviously that obviously there's no 7'2" guy on your roster, but you guys have a ton of height. I mean, I see a bunch of 6'7s and 6'8s on that list. Is that kind of generally the type of guys that John Judkins likes to have in his program?
Likes to have, but he hasn't had that in the past couple of years, making the transition to Division I. That's what I was talking about. We got some guys in the transfer portal that have some length on them and wingspan for them on the wings, like Jashawn Holt. They call him Juice. He's 6'7", transfer. He redshirted at Kennesaw, but he played some. He went to Georgia and Alabama out of St. Francis High School in Tacoma, Washington. So he's 6'7". He's got some length. He can shoot the 3. And then you've got Noah Belonga, sophomore, 6'8", from France, played at St. Bonaventure last year, averaged 3 points and a couple of rebounds with them. And he's got some length, and he's probably the best athlete on the team. He can drive into the paint. He can make his he can get his own shot, and he's got a quick release on the 3. But he struggled from 3 so far in the first 2 games. If he can get hot from 3, then they can take advantage of his athleticism and head inside and present some problems that way. And then we've got Tanner Davis, a true freshman, and he was a highly recruited guy out of Utah in high school, but he had an ACL injury his senior year. But he loves contact. He loves to go inside. He's got some hops, and he plays on the wing and loves to get out on the break and slam it down. And if you try to bump him on the dribble drive, he's able to finish. And then you also have Chance Trujillo, a 6'4" sophomore. First of all, went to Weber State, then transferred to Snow Junior College. And he had a double-double against South Dakota. He's our leading rebounder, and he's a 6'4" guard. He's got some hops. He's a great athlete. He can shoot the three, and he can also take it inside and withstand some contact. So you've got some length on the wings and in the guard position, which Utah Tech hasn't had in the last couple of years. So that presents some problems for people in the WAC. Now, tonight against Arizona, that's a whole different beast that they're going to have to deal with, because you've got length and size and strength all over the court. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they handle tonight the pressure and the athleticism and the length of Arizona. But this year, we're in a better position to handle things on the court with our athleticism and our length than we have been the last couple of years.
Rod Zundell is our guest. He's the voice of the Trailblazers, Utah Tech, and Arizona tonight at McKale Center. Tip-off coming up at 7 o'clock. It is your scouting report brought to you by Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Jack Furrier, since 1960, here to get you there. Rod, you'll be on football duty this weekend, so you will not be in the building tonight, but you were here about 3 years ago, or when Utah Tech came to town. What was your impression of a game, calling a game at McKale Center?
Well, it goes back to Arizona's always had a great reputation, great players, going all the way, back when in their Pac-12 heyday. And so when we played you guys in 2022 in November, we had one really good scoring point guard, and then we didn't have the length that we do and the athletes that we have that you're going to see tonight. So you guys just overpowered us right off the bat, and I think we lost by 27. Second half, you guys were easy on us, and we were able to hold our own. But this is a different team. This is, like I said, we got more length and more athletes on this team. But, you guys are, Arizona strong, man. And this team knows. They said, this is our first nationally televised game in Division I. Now, we played on, the Mountain West Network and all that, but this is the first true national televised game. So the lights are going to be bright. They know it. And talking with the players, they said, you know what, there's no pressure on us because nobody expects us to even hang with these guys. So we're just going to go and see what we can do. That's the attitude that they've got. So, it should be fun to watch. I'll be watching from a hotel in Abilene, Texas tonight on TNT. So, but, reality is reality. You guys are expected and should dominate athletically, but, and I say but it won't be a walk in the park like it was in 2022 because Utah Tech has better athletes. We haven't even talked about the all-WAC freshman from a year ago, Madiba Owana. He's 6'4" guard. He's very athletic too, and he had 17 points in the game Wednesday. Did not play in the opener, but he's a guy that, will present some athletic problems for you guys as well. So we got some length, 6'4" sophomore, 6'4" guard, 6'4" guard, 6'7", 6'8" wing guys that, if they can hit their outside shots and the three-pointer, which will open up the driving lanes a little bit, then the Trailblazers will have a chance to be respectable and get after it. But we're like 15 for 56 from the arc in the first two games, and we just haven't found our shooting touch. Last year, we were a pretty good three-point shooting team. When we played you in 2022, we were a pretty good three-point shooting team. This year, we're just waiting for that to present itself. And if we can hit the outside shots, at least open it up for our athletes to make an effort to drive in and, try to challenge you guys as much as possible. But let's face it, David, this is a tough task for us. And they're just going in freewheeling and getting after it and doing what they do because you're not going to stop Arizona. I mean, you guys just have too many players And so we're not going to stop them. We just hope, to be honest with you, hope is to, make it a challenge for you guys and make you work harder than what most people think you should.
Rod, how has the transition gone to Division I for this department overall?
Well, 0 for 16 on the road last year, 7 wins. What does that tell you?
I saw 2 for 7 in football this year.
Yeah, last year I broadcast 8 wins between football and basketball.
Oh, wow.
It was not a fun time. But the thing is, you can see the improvement. Moving from Division 2 to Division 1, and it's been 4 years now. This is the 5th year. I mean, it's tough and we were just a junior college, 15 years ago. So, it's been a difficult struggle, but we're starting to see the players come in. We're starting to get longer and more athletic in basketball and football. Obviously, we're getting thicker and stronger. That we're not. We won 2 games this year, but we played in football. We played top 20 teams to the final possession in the final couple of minutes and lost. So the progression is there. It's not coming out in wins yet on the football field. Now, basketball, we expect that a little bit quicker this year with the athletes we brought in. So it's been a struggle. It's been frustrating. It's been slower than what anybody wants. But when you make that transition, it's just tough to bring in enough players at Division I level to make a immediate impact. And then when they do make immediate impact, then they go out and transfer and go get money somewhere else. That's the problem, too. I mean, last year we had 10 new players. This year we've got 8 newcomers and a completely different starting lineup. The starters from last year that are coming back, they're not even starting now. So that kind of tells you what the players we brought in. But it's a slow progression, and we're getting there. Now, we just hope that turns into more wins than what we had a year ago, and that the better players, athletes, longer players will turn into wins.
That's all you can ask for sure. Well, Rod, have a great call on football and the rest of this basketball season, and we appreciate you taking some time to join us today.
Well, I wish I was there. I covered, way back in the days when BYU and Utah would always play Arizona every year, and I'm going to miss the atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere. You guys have a heck of a program. Going all the way back to Lute, he's one of my favorite guys. So gonna miss being there, but should be a great atmosphere, and hopefully we'll make you guys work a little harder than what people think.
That's Utah Tech play-by-play man Rod Zundell with your scouting report for tonight.
See you.
And that's the lowdown on the team U of A is about to face on the hardwood. The Scouting Report has been brought to you by Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Jack Furrier since 1960. Here to get you there. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Hour 2 of the pregame show is brought to you by Acclaim Drain and Plumbing Solutions, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Johnson Manley Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master plan community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. Wildcats Radio 1290 Studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Right Way will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. Get 0% financing and no payments for 18 months. $3,000 trade-in for your old AC. 10-year parts and labor warranty. Plus a free system upgrade.
Have an aging heating and air system out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today. 520-201-8220.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol. Now to December 28th, Club Soul members can strike it rich. Rush in for the $100,000 holiday gold rush. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. November is here, and if you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through the crazy road construction, Jack Furrier has great news with our biggest rebates of the year. Get back $160 to $220 on all Michelin brand tires, including smooth riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more November specials. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local choice with great service and 14 award-winning locations. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
It's that time of year. School is back. Football is back. And better yet, Truck Month is back at O'Reilly Chevrolet. If you're looking for that perfect truck, we might have it. The Chevy Silverado, the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona for the last 3 years, is available right now. So see us at O'Reilly Chevrolet on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. See us at O'Reilly Chevrolet during Truck Month, giving you more since 1924. Together, let's drive.
Cactus RV, offering the most affordable pre-owned RVs, travel trailers, and toy haulers in Tucson. We offer consignments on RVs, travel trailers, trucks, cars, and SUVs. Sell without the hassle and let Cactus RV do it for you. Cactus RV is also a local independent service center, so they can help keep your RV, travel trailer, or toy hauler in pristine condition and ready to sell or hit the road for your next adventure. A true one-stop shop. Call now, 888-2244. Visit cactusrv.com or visit us on Romero, just north of Prince.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Pete, spin move in the lane. Kick it out, Karchinkov. First three ball, good for Arizona.
Ivan Karchinkov, he was the one freshman that John Rothstein from CBS did not mention when he was talking about the freshman that might have a major impact on this Arizona basketball team. Ivan Karchinkov hit a pair of threes in the win over Florida on Monday. The only 2 threes that Arizona took in that ball, or made in that ball game, as they only took 5. But they did go to the line quite a bit, and that offset the fact that the Wildcats did not shoot the ball from 3 a whole lot in the game. And not a bad opening night for Mr. Ivan Karchinkov in his first college basketball game. He played 35 minutes, 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line, 12 points and 10 rebounds to start his college career for Ivan Karchinkov. Tommy Lloyd talking about his freshman big from Germany.
He's seasoned.
And, he's young. He just turned 19, but he's played high-level basketball. He was coached by a guy named Pablo Lasso. You guys might not know that name, but he was also the guy that coached Luka Doncic at Real Madrid. And so, I've gotten to know Coach Lasso over the years, and so a couple years ago, Coach Lasso was the head coach at Bayern Munich, where Yvonne was playing. And so I obviously called to do my homework, and he's just like, Tommy, you're going to be blown away how ready he is from day one. And, and he showed flashes of this, but he's also had some ups and downs in practices. But for him to come out today and perform like he did on this stage was impressive, because you know what, I've been on his about rebounding. And he led us in rebounding tonight, so that shows me he's a good learner, so probably gives me the liberty to keep getting on him.
Seasoned is when you're playing for a club team at the age of 12 and on their senior team by the age of 16. That's seasoned for sure.
And 6'8", athletic 3/4s, Kelvin, are the ones you need to go and get those loose rebounds when your 7'2" guy, Krivas, and when Tobe Awaka is getting a big body pressed on him, because they're trying to make sure those guys don't get to the basketball on those long rebounds, especially. Karchenkov did a great job at getting that little middle ground and snatching those balls while the other guys were locked into the rebounding by getting boxed out.
Well, when you're playing the teams that shoot so many threes, they shot 27 in the last game. A lot of those rebounds are going to be longer rebounds. So you need guys that have what we call those effort rebounds, the 50-50 balls, and he got to a few of those.
He did indeed. I mentioned the Wildcats only shot 5 threes in that game. Tommy Lloyd, a little surprised by that number.
That's not totally the game plan, but it's just kind of, how they're guarding you sometimes. But you know what? If you shoot 5 threes and you can attempt 38 free throws, I mean, I don't know. I know you guys are probably all smarter than analytics than I am, but that puts a lot of pressure on a defense, because you know what happens when you shoot a free throw? They foul you. And those fouls add up, and then they get deeper into the bench. And, maybe guys, if they are playing, they're a little more tentative. They can't be as aggressive. So, there's lots of ways to win a game, and I know a trend is shooting threes. I don't think we're going to shoot 5 threes a game. Obviously, I'd like to be in the 20s, if they're the right threes, and I think we'll get there over time.
And they made 31 of those 38 threes. That was the other big thing in the ball game. Koa Pete, the freshman, went 8 for 12. Not bad, not great, but not bad. You'd like to maybe see him get a couple of more of those makes and finish 10 of 12, but you'll take 8 of 12 from a freshman. Jaden Bradley, 9 of 10. Perfect from the line, where Karchenkov, he made all 4 of his. Anthony Del Orso coming in at the end of the game and making all 4 of his down the stretch. A great move by, again, Tommy Lloyd, understanding that's one of his best free throw shooters, to have him on the floor late in the game to knock down those game-winning free throws. Tobe Awaka went 3 for 4. That's we'll take that as well. Toby last year wasn't maybe necessarily known to make a lot of threes, but he made 3 of 4 in that ball game. Moteus Krivas hit 2 for 2. From the line. Not bad as there as well. And Braden Burry's had the other 2, making 1. So 31 of 38 was a very good showing from the line in game 1.
The first thing that Kelvin and I do when a new big gets to campus at the U of A is check their feet and how they move. And the second thing is to check their free throw form. Because guess what, DK? Bigs like Moteus Krivas are going to find themselves at the line quite often. So he's always had that. And I will say they were 17 of 22 in the second half. Big adrenaline-based game like that, first game. Game shape is a thing. Like, getting into shape by playing games through the season is a thing. So not surprised that they're free throw shooters. You get a little tired legs down the stretch. Koa missed 3 of his 4 there in the second half down the stretch of that game.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number if you'd like to interact with the program. Shoot us a call, shoot us a text. Speaking of threes, we'll get into that a little bit later and decide if that's maybe something that the Utah Tech team is going to have to do to win this game. Let's find out what Trailblazer might get underneath the Wildcats' skin tonight.
Who is the pest that the Wildcats need to be free from to win today's game? The Pest of the Game is brought to you by Essential Pest Control. Pest control with science. In Tucson at essentialpest.com.
All right, Utah Tech, Arizona for the second time ever. Wildcats beat the Trailblazers here in Tucson back in November of 2020. 22. John Junkins, 20 seasons as the head coach. Brings in for him a team, as you heard our guy Rod Zundel say, that's fairly new as well. A lot of transfers in. J-Dub, I'll start with you. Who's that guy you think that's going to get underneath the Wildcats' skin today?
Well, I can't honestly say that I'm an expert on the Utah Tech Trailblazers, but I will see, like, from what I've seen, they do play a lot of guys. They go heavy. Not a lot of guys. A lot of guys are getting into the game. Looks like they got 9 guys who are playing 10 or more. I always worry, DK, about the guys who come off the bench and get a lot of steals and blocks and shoot threes. So, yeah, on that, by that logic, I'm going to go with Ethan Potter today. He, comes off the bench when he's not starting, 1.5 steals per game, 19 points scorer, obviously their leading scorer, and that's the guy you got to worry about in a game like this. Like their play-by-play announcer said, DK, the only way a team like Utah Tech comes into McKale and gets a win is if they go 35 from 40 from the three-point line. That's not going to happen, but do want to worry about those sloppy passes and guys getting the passing lane and getting confidence from getting any kind of easy bucket. So I'll go with Ethan Potter tonight.
I'm going to go with the sophomore out of France, Mobid Owana. He was the Whack-All freshman on the Whack-All freshman team last year. Did not play in the opener against South Dakota, but did play in the last game and had 17 points on 7 of 11. Had a pair of 3-point shots and appeared in 20 games last year. So one of the veterans, at least in the backcourt, that they've got coming back this season. So I'm going to go with Mobida Owana as my guy that could potentially get underneath the Wildcats' skin tonight.
Well, I'm going to go with Chance Trujillo. He's basically the point guard. He averages 4 assists. I think in a game like this, you're not even going to be able to get the ball to your scorers if your point guard doesn't play well. So Chance has to be a pest for them to have a chance today.
All right, Chance Trujillo, the redshirt sophomore guard out of Kaysville, Utah, has played at Snow and Weber State. Mobida Owana, a sophomore guard out of France, and their leading scorer from the last time out. One Mr. Ethan Potter, a senior forward transfer from Utah Valley. Those are the 3 guys that we think might just get underneath the Wildcats' skin tonight if Utah Tech makes the run at an upset.
That's our best of the game. Brought to you by Essential Pest Control. Pest control with science. In Tucson at essentialpest.com.
All right, last night was a good opening night for Arizona women's basketball. Let's dive into. They were winners, by the way, over UC Riverside. First game of the Becky Beck era. It was not very pretty early on. If you had a chance to watch the game, I think at one point I looked up late in the second quarter and it was like 14-14. So not a lot of scoring early on, but things got better as the game went on, and the Wildcats ended up winning it by a score of 62-59. Let's hear a few of the highlights from last night's game, courtesy of the voice of Arizona women's basketball, Derek Palmer.
As Cornfield starts in front of the UCR bench, goes Trammell, gets it right back, starts heading toward the baseline, cut back into the painted area, off the glass, she scores it. Picked up by Francois, 4 seconds. Don't know if the Highlanders have noticed it, as there goes the sound of the buzzer, and another turnover forced by the Cats. That's number 5. Cross-court pass over to Purdue. Ball fake left, come back to the right side. UCR, oh boy, as this one's inside to Trammell, who's got the finish. Sugapong loses the dribble, able to get it back outside, save to Cornfield. Come to the near side, corner 3, up from Gerardo. She's got it down. Inside the arc, goes back over. Purdue's going to try another one. It's up and down. Timeout taken by Burke as her team ties it up with Purdue's second 3. Sugapong gets a cross-court pass from Cornfield, step to the three-point line. 3 is up and rattling in. Wildcats so cold from the three-point line here in the third quarter. Now 4 for 5, have their largest lead, 39-33. Timeout taken by UCR as the Cats have doubled the Highlanders up in the third. UC Riverside trailing 3, just 1.6 seconds left. They're going to inbound on the right side. Wildcats have 1 timeout. Opt to not use it as it's looking to try to get this one to Chicano, puts it up short, and the Wildcats get the win. 62-59, Arizona holds off UC Riverside.
Yeah, the Riverside Club had a chance at a last-second three-point shot there, but it was partially blocked by McKale Purdue to end the ball game. 62-59, the score. Denia Trammell had 13 points on 5 of 5 from the floor. It was Mickey Purdue leading the way with 17. She was 6 of 15, made 3 threes in the ball game. 17 points for McKale Purdue. Nolani Cornfield. Lonnie, 10 points in the ball game, 8 off the bench by Nor Francois. Let's hear from the head coach, Becky Burke, win number 1 with Derek Palmer after the game.
Coach, when you look at the big difference in the ball game was the way that your team was able to start offensively in the third quarter. What led to all that success?
Just some adjustments at halftime, just them settling in. We haven't really dealt with a ton of zone, and they were playing zone on and off in that first half. So just settling in against the zone, figuring it out, I thought was really good at halftime for to see them adjust and get more confident and move the ball a little bit better.
What adjustment needed to be made?
Just what we put in against the zone, what we were running in the first half was they were just kind of sitting on our spots that we wanted to get the ball. So we went to more of a ball screen, continuity in the second half, which was really good to get some duck-ins for our post players and get some productivity from them.
Started to really hit the shots from the outside as well. Is that the result that you were looking for from those adjustments?
Yeah, I mean, we thought if we were going to duck in hard and we were going to be a threat from the inside, it was going to open things up from the outside for us. And just when we see the ball go in 1 or 2 times from the 3, more start to fall for us. It's just we haven't really seen it go in a ton this year, but I'm really thankful that we had a few fall today.
Forced 23 turnovers, though it took a little bit of time to turn those into points. Was it enough just keeping the options limited by forcing those turnovers, or how badly do you need to see those turnovers turn into points?
Yeah, we were getting turnovers and we weren't being aggressive in transition off of those turnovers. I don't know what it is. We're not playing super hard in transition after we turn somebody over. I think we take a sigh of relief and we feel like our job is done. Well, no, you get that live ball turnover, we need to go capitalize off of it.
Mickey Purdue found the stroke. What is their confidence level like right now?
Yeah, it should be great. Should be right back where it was when she walked through these doors back in June. But she's a scorer. She's a hooper. She's a baller. She's mature. She's a competitor. So I was never worried about her. Just was happy she got to see the ball go through a few times today.
What was leading up to all these difficult pocket passes? Not a lot of space. The Cornfield was able to find both Trammell and Francois. Are you comfortable with those deliveries? Yes. And then how are they making those connections and finishes?
She's one of a kind. I mean, there's not many people in the country making those types of passes, but she's just an elite point guard, and she's able to get the ball where it needs to go. She's able to score it when she needs to. I've seen her make those passes, for over a year now, so nothing that surprises me anymore, but that's as impressive as it gets.
What did you learn about your team that they were able to hold on to a lead for the most part with her absence with the foul trouble?
I thought it was good. It's really scary when Lonnie comes off the floor for me this year, last year. I mean, you always feel better when she's on the floor. So I was just really proud. We played a bunch of freshmen today. We played a lot of young players. So happy to see it. Happy to see it come to fruition for us with those guys.
Last question I'd asked you before the ball game: which backcourt player were you looking to take a big jump? But it seems like Trammell was there doing it. What do you think about her ball game?
Yeah, I thought she played well. I thought Nora played well today too. She just missed some chippies. She just missed some bunnies. Missed some free throws. So it just didn't appear like she had a great game. I mean, but I thought she played well. I thought she was effective both offensively and defensively.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Nora Francois, she was talking about there at the end, 21 minutes off the bench, 4 of 7. She had 8 points and 5 rebounds, but as she mentioned, missed her 3 free throws. Wildcats were 11 of 16 from the line. Samaya Sukapong made all 6 of her free throws, but went just 1 for 9 from the floor. So hot and cold shooting for the Wildcats, who finished 23 of 50 from the floor. McKale Purdue did not start the first game of the season. She, of course, is the hot-scoring guard out of Cleveland State, transfer from Cleveland State, who was the Horizon League Player of the Year last year. In the post-game press conference with the media, head coach Becky Burke talked about why she made the decision not to start Mickey Purdue.
I literally have challenged Mickey since the day she set foot on this campus. This is a totally different style of play. I'm a totally different coach. She's playing with people she's never met before. And after our first exhibition game, I wasn't happy with her effort, and I told her that straight up, and we had a really hard conversation in my office. And I think players could respond 2 ways. They could get pouty. They could They could just kind of crawl in a hole or get resentful towards you as the head coach for making decisions that you make, or they can come in and just get ultra competitive and just play even harder and respond. And that is what she has done. And the response, the character that she has shown since I challenged her, and since she's been humbled a little bit by me in practice and in the film room, has been tremendous. And she didn't come here to be complacent. She didn't come here to leave the same player that she got here being, and she knew who she was coming to play for. And I'm just so happy for her. Like, I was never worried about her. I just needed to challenge her a little bit. I needed her to get that chip on her shoulder back. And so just super grateful, thankful. I always feel better when she's on the floor, point blank period, whether she starts or not. We need her on the floor.
Yeah, I think I came here to be challenged. Like, that was what I told Coach Burke when I was on the phone getting recruited. And, I take a challenge well. Like, okay, challenge me, Like, I told her in her office the other day, okay, like, you want to challenge me? Like, I like that. I'm competitive, and I'm a competitive person, and I'm never going to change the way I play. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing whatever is asked of me, and I'm going to make sure I do it to the best of my ability, and that's what I think I did the last week or two, and, it's paying off.
That's the fire you need. That's the fire you need from a veteran player like McKale Purdue. Good to see her bounce back yesterday. 62-59 Wildcats win their opener. They're back on the floor Sunday at 2 o'clock against UC Irvine. So from UC Riverside to UC Irvine, coverage at 1:45 with Derek Palmer over on Freedom 1400. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, getting you set for Arizona men's basketball's homecoming opener tonight against Utah Tech. 7 o'clock tip-off, 6:30 network broadcast time with Brian Jeffries and Ryan Hansen. We've still got another hour, though, coming up with you, and that is straight ahead. We'll get into whether or not we can beat the book. We've got another interview, go courtside. Saul Bookman from All City Network, get his thoughts on what he saw Monday in Las Vegas, keys to the game, starting lineup. All that is still coming up for you. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. Glad you're with us. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Hour 2 of the pregame show is brought to you by Acclaim Drain and Plumbing Solutions, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Johnson Manley Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master plan community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
I come from a low-income family, and as a first-generation college student, it was difficult for me to navigate the way. Hughes Federal Credit Union and Earn to Learn provided a pathway for me to learn valuable budgeting and financial education. I am currently a graduate student in public health and helping my younger siblings with their college paths.
Find out how Hughes and Earn to Learn join forces to support student success at hughesfcu.org/earn to learn. Insured by MCUA. Certain restrictions apply.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Tucson sun beating down feels like an oven in your car, right? With our premium window tint, you'll stay cool, comfortable, and protected.
Finally, no more burning seats and squinting eyes. Driving feels amazing again.
It's not just tint. It's comfort, style, and relief from Arizona heat. Recon Auto Detailing, Ceramic Pro West, Tucson, where cool rides start.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Wildcat Nation, are you ready?
Bradley down into the lane, lay it up and good. Previous turnaround jump hook is good. Del Orso springs a three out there and drains it. Milwaukee takes away the rebound and slams it home. It's a man's game.
Bear down, Cats. Our Window Depot coverage of University of Arizona basketball continues with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The pregame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. We are counting down to tip-off for Arizona Wildcats basketball. This is Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Lee penetrates into the lane, laid up, blocked from behind, grabbed in the lane by Logden. Back out to Klabjar, missed a three. Ball loose on the floor, grabbed by Mo Krivas. Burries ahead to Karchakov, lay it up and missed it. No, but goaltending's going to be called. Give him two. Wow.
Let's take a look at the Right Way Rundown and see what's coming up on our pregame show. Brought to you by Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Doing things the right way.
Great to see Moteas Krivas back out on the floor. We'll hear from him coming up in just a moment. Final hour of our shows. We get you set for Arizona basketball tonight here in Tucson. The Wildcats and the Utah Tech Trailblazers. 7 o'clock tip-off coming up over at McKale Center. If you're on the way, check in 520-848-1290 tonight. Will we beat the book? We'll find out here shortly. Arizona is a 33.5-point favorite in the game tonight. You're over under 163.5 on this one this evening. We'll also get our view from courtside tonight. Arizona Wildcat grad Saul Bookman with All City Network. PHNX will join us. He was at the game on Monday night in Las Vegas. He'll share his thoughts on Koa Pete, Jaden Bradley, and the like. Keys to the game, starting lineups, all of that still coming up for you here before we hand you over to the network. Mo Krivas, 26 minutes in the game on Monday night, 2 of 5 from the floor. We mentioned he hit both his free throws 6 points, 8 rebounds for Mo. He also had 3 blocked shots in the game. Good to see him. Missed pretty much all of last year with an injury. Had a chance to catch up with Moteus Krivas. If you might have thought, he played well against that front line of the Florida Gators. That's because he had a pretty good guy on his front line during the Red-Blue game, a guy by the name of Rob Gronkowski suiting up next to him. I asked Moteus about that experience playing alongside Gronk.
What was the guy's thoughts about being on the floor with him?
It was fun. Some show element, and he dragged our team down, but it was fun.
You guys were ahead at that point, right? Moteus, what's your game day routine? Like, do you have something you eat every day, game days, the music you like to listen to get you hyped up for games? What's your routine?
Depends when we play, or we play home or away, but it's, I don't know, pretty similar. Just same breakfast, just trying to keep it like similar every game day.
Is there a home breakfast? Do you cook it? What's your go-to?
BDK.
BDK.
Yeah.
What's
I have to have a nap.
With a nap?
Yeah.
How long?
Like 40 minutes.
BDK would be Bear Down Kitchen, so that's Moteus's breakfast of choice for home games. You got to like those show elements that they put into the Red-Blue game. I love the way that the international players, how they view things, how they say things, how they have their own language about, obviously that's not, we would never say show elements and in describing that, what was going on that night, but that's the way that an international student sees it. It's always fun to kind of see it from their eyes, for sure.
Calvin, of all the improvements to campus since you were a student athlete here, I know the modern NIL, I'm sure you would have liked to have been a part of that, but Bear Down Kitchen, bro, like the Bear Down Kitchen experience, I know you guys had room and board and all that, but there wasn't nothing quite like that when you guys were on campus, huh?
No, I don't think it was nothing quite like Bear Down Kitchen, because what I'm hearing is it's just like everything in one.
Yeah,
but,
made to order, man. Whatever you want. You go in there, yeah, this is what I want.
Right, no, that would be beautiful. I mean, I will say our training tables that we used to have, you had a pretty nice selection, and a lot of times the cooks was cool with us veterans, so we got a little bit of made to order for the veteran guys, but, it was more definitely buffet style. But on campus, though, it was a few little places. I used to like to go eat breakfast in the student union with the little cat card. And I used to go over there every morning and every lunch with that cat card. I used it up every month for sure.
You probably saw me over there because I worked at Student Union 2 at the time, next to the volleyball courts.
So what was your breakfast?
Okay.
What was your breakfast of choice?
I went to every one of them.
What was your breakfast of choice, K-Rock?
Man, I love pancakes, eggs, and bacon. That back then, not so much bacon now, but back in the day, oh my goodness, it was an everyday thing. I ain't gonna lie. I remember in basketball, I was looking like a football player there for a while in the beginning because it was just unlimited food.
That is funny. That is funny for sure. All right. There is college basketball tonight around the country. Let's find out what's going on the hardwood.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
All right, the Wildcats, of course, played on Monday. Since then, pretty much everybody's played. Arizona State opened their season on Tuesday with a win over Southern Utah. I don't think there's been any upsets. Number 10, Texas Tech won earlier in the week over Lindenwood. Last night, 16th ranked Iowa State, a 40-point win over Grambling. That was the only game involving a ranked Big 12 team last night. Tonight's schedule features number 19 Kansas on the road at North Carolina. That game is happening right now. We mentioned that game earlier as Brian Haney, the voice of the Jayhawks, will get on a private jet and try to get here for the game in the morning. Henry Vasar playing his first game as a North Carolina Tar Heel. The one-time Wildcat has 5 points early in the contest. He's made both of his buckets, and one of those is a three-pointer. So 5 early points for Henry Vasar.
He's on the preseason watch lists.
Okay. There you go.
He's on the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar preseason watch list, Henry Vasar.
I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. Cincinnati up early against Georgia State tonight, 27-20. Number 10, Texas Tech, also back in action tonight against Sam Houston. Games in the top 25 this evening. Number 1, Purdue. How about this one? 2 minutes left to go in the first. Oakland of Michigan is up on Purdue,
Trey Townsend's
27-26.
squad, right?
Yeah, Trey Townsend's squad with a 1-point lead on the road tonight. That does not surprise you that they're ahead?
Well, Oakland always have a team that makes it to the NCAA tournament, and their style of play, shooting a lot of threes. If you get hot, they got a chance to beat anybody.
Yeah. UConn taking on UMass Lowell tonight, up 9-0 early. UCLA, that thorn in our side, as Tommy Lloyd put it earlier this week. Number 12 Bruins are home tonight against Pepperdine. They opened up their season earlier this week, did the Bruins, with a victory over Eastern Washington, although it was not an easy victory at Poly Pavilion. They won that game just 80-74. It'll be a week from tonight, guys, a week from tonight at the Intuit Dome. And right now, it's number 13 and number 13 Arizona, number 12 UCLA. What will the Wildcats' ranking be come Monday? Our guy Fred Chibe checks in on the text crew from New Jersey. He asks, will Arizona be ranked number 1 on Monday? That he says that is the best. The win over Florida was the best neutral court winner anyone is likely to have for a while. I don't think they're going to be number 1, Fred.
No.
But I think I don't even know if they'll be in the top 5, but I could see them somewhere around 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's not how rankings work. It's an inherent bias, and it's basically a carryover from what you did last year and what kind of pieces you added to this season. So, yes, it was by far the most impressive win thus far on the season. And because Arizona was, 12th or 14th to start the year, they're not going to jump 14 spots to number 1, especially because the way it works is number 1 and number 2 and number 3 got to lose first, right? I will say this too, DK. 3,615 people attended UCLA's first game. Now, when UCLA's unranked, I get it. But that's the 12th ranked UCLA Bruins, 3,600 people in Poly Pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Also today on the Arizona Wildcats front, the volleyball team completed their homestand with a victory over Texas Tech by a score of 3-1. So another big win for those ladies coming off their 3-1 upset of number 21 BYU on Wednesday. So they finished the homestand 3 wins in a row, beating 2 ranked teams and getting back some payback on Texas team, a team with only 2 wins in the Big 12 that upset Arizona down in Lubbock last weekend. Back out onto the road now for the ladies, but sitting in a nice position at the moment in the Big 12. All right, that is your scoreboard for tonight.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
I will add to the fact that obviously we do have high school football going on tonight here in Southern Arizona. It's the playoffs for everybody now. Now they did add an extra tier of teams to the playoffs this year amongst the big schools, 5 conference 6A, 5A, and 4A. So a lot of our top teams are not in action tonight because they got first-round byes. Teams like Marana and Desert View among those that are on bye this week. Micah Mountain in 4A also getting a bye. But teams in action tonight at home include Saguaro is hosting Australia Foothills tonight over at 7 o'clock. Mountain View will be on the road at Buena this evening. Walden Grove is at home. They'll face Northwest Christian. Push Ridge Christian Academy also at home up in Oro Valley against 8-2 Page. So those are just a few of the games involving teams that are here in Southern Arizona. South Point Catholic is on the road tonight up in the valley against Pinnacle. That, however, I believe is the final game of their regular season. So I think 6A is finishing their regular season tonight, while all the other divisions are in postseason action. So good luck to all of our teams out there that are partaking in that this evening. All right, let's find out if we can beat the book.
Tucson, it's time to beat the book. Will the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at the numbers and find out how you should bet the book so you can beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, can we beat the book tonight? We, in game one, some of us did, some of us didn't. None of us beat the book on the under. At least Kelvin and J-Dub had the Wildcats and the 3.5 points. So I was 0-2 the first time around. We've got Arizona minus 33.5 points tonight. All right, since I finished last Monday, I'll go first on this one. That's a lot, but I'm going to take it. U of A minus 33.5 tonight. J-Dub, man,
you could go a lot of ways with this. I think they're going to get out to a huge lead. They're going to put some of the end of the bench guys in. It could get closer by that. But I agree. I think there's so many big teams on the schedule. UCLA next week. So they got to stay sharp. They're going to play that way. So, yeah, I could see them going just over that, maybe 35, 36.
Calvin.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to agree because I'm thinking that they are going to end up taking the guys out early, I also believe they're going to lead the guys in a little bit so they can gather a little more chemistry. In the past, where you had a bunch of guys that played together, you could probably take them out a little earlier, but they're still trying to get these freshmen incorporated, so they're going to have to play them a little longer. So, yeah, I have to go with you guys.
U of A minus 33.5 for everybody. Over under 163.5 in this one. We didn't think it would get to that number in the last game, but it did. I think it'll get. I think Arizona will score over 100, and I would be hard pressed to think that the Trailblazers won't get to 60 to 70. So I'm going to go over.
I think it's going to be like 55 to 90. Because I think one thing that the coaching staff's I think one thing the coaching staff's going to really press upon this week is the defensive intensity. Because as well as they did play, they did give up a ton of points to Florida. It's a good Florida team, but defense will be at a premium. So just like I said with the UCLA game on the horizon, I think tightening up those defensive rotations. And at the end of the day, we're talking about a Utah Tech team with 12 guards and 4 forwards. And against this Arizona size and strength, I just think it's going to be a long night of them struggling to get off shots in that half-court offense. So under.
I'm going to take the over because I believe the 55 points, I think they will get 55, but I think U of A will get 110. I think they're going to really come out. 93 points versus Florida. Yeah, I think they can get 110 on these guys for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that right there. All right, so everybody's taking Arizona and laying the 33.5. Kelvin and I are taking the over. J-Dub is going the under. We'll find out after the game who beat the book.
That is how you bet the book so you can beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. Hour 3 of the pregame show is brought to you by ABC Heating and Cooling, Arizona Commercial Lighting, Blue Sky Pest Control, Broadway and Tucson's 20th anniversary season, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Gospel Rescue Mission, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Shamrock Heating and Cooling, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Appliance Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed. Life well lived.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Rush into Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun this holiday season for the $100,000 Holiday Gold Rush. Now to December 28th, Club Soul members can strike it rich. Drawings are Fridays and Sundays at 6, 7, and 8 p.m. Win up to $1,000 in free play when you match 2 prize cards. And every 100 slot or table points earned gets you another shot at the gold. Rush in today, only at Casino del Sol. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guarantee, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704. Or jtautoaz.com.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Done Right Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, choose a genuine local Tucson company, Done Right Services. With decades of trusted experience and upfront pricing, Done Right Services treats every customer like a valued neighbor. From upgrades to urgent repairs, our licensed professionals deliver quality, care, and craftsmanship you can count on, getting it done right. Call Done Right Services today at 520-369-3966 because you deserve it done right.
Well, it's that time of year. You dress the kids up for the holiday parties, and they hate it. You dress everybody up for the annual holiday card picture, and, well, everybody hates that. You even dress the turkey, and we're pretty sure he's not happy about that. This year, dress up your yard in time for the holidays. Call Dorado Rockin' Materials, and we promise there will be no complaints. Make your yard beautiful and worry-free with their personal service and convenient delivery times. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden. It's time now for us to take you down to the front row of the arena. A view from courtside is brought to you by Kaiser Garage Door and Gates. Kaiser serving Southern Arizona over 30 years.
And our view from courtside today comes from Saul Bookman, All City Network. He was in Las Vegas on Monday night to watch the Cats and their upset win over the Florida Gators. We had a chance to catch up with Saul. And one of the questions I asked him was just about Koa Pete and his ability to score on the inside, break guys down one-on-one. I really loved what I saw in the footwork from Koa Pete. And I asked Saul what his top takeaways were from the win over the Gators.
Well, you know, it was a very non-traditional kind of back to the basket kind of way, you know, a little bit of a semi-fadeaway, which I really enjoyed watching. We didn't see much of that in the exhibition, and I feel like he kind of rope-a-doped us in the exhibition. You know, and I definitely thought going into the game that Braden Burries was a little bit more prepared for game one than Koa. But, I should have known better because I've watched Koa play several times, and I should have known that when it comes to the real game, he was going to be ready. And, man, my biggest takeaway is that he just dominated the best front court in America. There wasn't a single guy out there that could stop Koa Pete. And Koa is just now starting to really get into his bag in terms of his skill sets. And when teams start to try and take something away, he just strikes me as the type of cerebral player that's going to be able to adapt and find something else that's going to work for him specifically. So, I mean, it's just fantastic. In addition to that, honestly, my two other biggest takeaways were Jaden Bradley. I call it the disrespect tour because it is going to happen, and he is going to make people realize how foolish it was to leave one of the best guards in America off of the Kuzi Awards list, the preseason Big 12 conference list, like you name it, goes on and on. And Karchenkov. Karchenkov was just a real stable presence out there. I came away very impressed with him. Tommy talked about it in the postgame presser about, just how impressive he was and how calm, and the moment was never going to be bigger than him, and it showed.
Why do you think Jaden is not getting the respect nationally? I mean, one of the things I think it is he's not a very loud kid. He's very quiet and reserved. He just goes about his business. He's not a flashy player. How much of that plays into that? What do you think? Just the numbers maybe aren't what people want to see when they look at numbers for point guards. Or what's playing into the fact that people just haven't given him the respect as one of the better point guards, if not one of the best point guards in the country?
Well, yeah, I think it's a little bit of all that. Listen, he gets to Arizona at the same time Caleb Love gets to Arizona, so all the spotlight is on Caleb Love and what's Caleb Love not doing or what is he doing. And Jaden Bradley just quietly goes about his business. He does exactly what he needs to do every single game, defensively, offensively, doesn't matter. And yeah, his stats aren't going to blow you away. And matter of fact, he had a kind of a down year from three last year. And as a guard, the three is a big deal. And I think this year you're going to see that he's going to step that part of his game up significantly. But the thing that people just do not realize is that he is in the most, I mean, it's really hard to say. It's in the most non-threatening way. He gets the job done at the rim better than just about any guard in the country. He doesn't need to kill or cross you over. He doesn't need to do some crazy spin move to get to the rack. He's not going to overpower you with his athleticism, but what he is going to do is he's going to get it done. He's going to find a way to get that ball in the hoop, whether it's throwing his body and kind of angling himself away from the tall defenders, or just being more physical at the rim. He just finds a way to get it done, and he exposes what you are weak on defense. Like every single time when there was a mismatch, every single time Jaden Bradley saw him matched up on him, I swear he was licking his lips. He knew he was going to get that shot at the elbow, and it was barbecue chicken all day. So, that's exactly what you want to see from one of the best players in America. I'm not even going to say point guard because I just legitimately feel like Jaden Bradley is one of the best players in America.
We're joined by Saul Bookman, All City Network. Your view from courtside brought to you by Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates. Kaiser has been serving Arizona now for over 30 years. Saul, I want to throw it back to Jaden Bradley for a second. I mean, how long have we been waiting, Saul, for a point guard that attacks the basket? I mean, I said last night on the show, I was like, man, I can remember 2 years ago screaming for Kylan Boswell to go to the hoop, to get to the line, and Jaden's the kind of guy that can get to the line 10 times, which we saw last night. I love that aspect of his game, and he's taller. He's obviously probably one of the more taller point guards that we've had here. I mean, I've been here 17 years now, and I'm thinking of guys like Parker Jackson Cartwright and Nick Wise and Kylan and Kerr, all guys that weren't very tall. He brings that element to the table. I mean, you've been watching this program for a long time. Does he remind you of another taller style point guard that's played in this program?
I mean, the closest one I can possibly think of, just because of the way they run up and down the court and stylistically, is probably Jason Terry. Jason Terry, though, was way more offensively minded than Jaden. Jaden is going to be a team guy no matter what. Whatever is deficient with the team, he's going to try and rectify that. So if that means getting everybody else more involved, then he'll do it defensively, offensively. I think that they're very similar in terms of their caliber. I think Jason Terry was a little bit more polished on the offensive side, especially from the perimeter. But make no mistake about it, if Jaden Bradley needs to take over a game, he's going to take over a game. And I think that's the thing that everybody misses is like, can you, when it comes down into the clutch moments, can you take over a game? And I think last year, Jaden probably learned a few lessons in terms of deferring a little too much down the stretch. And this year, I just don't see that being the case because he has more potent and more reliable, consistent weapons around him now than he did last year.
Tommy Lloyd might have a little bit of a problem because I don't think this was exactly the starting lineup that a lot of people thought he was going to throw out there. Bringing Toby Awaka and Anthony Delorso, two guys that are veterans on this team, off the bench. One of the things we talked about is obviously Toby is such a banger. It might be more difficult for him to play off the bench because sometimes the game is kind of set early on by the officials. Do you think that's going to work long time with Toby Awaka maybe not being a member of the starting lineup?
Oh yeah, no, I have zero concerns about that whatsoever. I think Toby's going to be just fine. He's going to get his minutes. Whether it's a too big lineup, I could even see them potentially flirting with a little bit of what Florida was trying to do last night with their three big lineup and have Koa and Tobe and Krivas all in the lineup at the same time. I could easily see a scenario like that. That's the thing about this group is that they have got a lot of positional versatility, and I really enjoy it. Toby's going to be just fine, without a doubt.
It's your view from courtside. It's brought to you by Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates. Kaiser, serving Arizona now for over 30 years. We're joined by Saul Bookman, All City Network. And Saul, you and I are actually thinking along the same lines. I thought Braden Burridge, especially based just off what I saw in camp or in the exhibitions, was maybe a little bit further along than Koa Pete. Got into some early foul trouble, maybe grabbing a little bit too much. He'll have to work on that as freshmen tend to do. But the one thing I saw in the exhibition and in the red-blue game is that I think this is a young man that can score, Saul, at all three levels. I mean, he shot the three in the red-blue game. He showed a really nice touch on his mid-range, I thought, in the game against St. Mary's. And then he was aggressive to the basket in the game against Embry-Riddle. Do you see that in him, that he can be a guy that can score from multiple places on the floor for this team moving forward?
I do. The perimeter, I still have a question mark about, but I do think that he can be a threat out there. I just think that last night, man, it was just rough. You know, you could tell the nerves were there to start, and then he picks up the two quick fouls, so he can never get into the rhythm of the game whatsoever. But what I did like, and if you go back and watch the early part of that game, what I did like was Braden Burridge being out there alleviates a lot of pressure on Jaden Bradley through the duration of the season, and we saw that yesterday as well, because he's able to bring the ball up. And there was plenty of times at the beginning of the game where a rebound or even straight out of the net, the ball went to Burridge to bring up, and Jaden was already down the other end of the court. Those are the small little subtle things that need to alleviate pressure from your star point guard, especially when you're talking about Jaden Bradley playing 36 to 38 minutes a game, which he basically did all of last season. And Braden Burridge can do that. He can handle the ball. He can take a lot of that pressure off. And once he gets into a rhythm, which I fully expect to happen, probably the next big-time game they have next week against UCLA, I could see a role for Braden Burridge to kind of finally get into that groove and really make his mark. So it'll come. I know he would have preferred it to happen last night.
We're talking with Saul Bookman from All City Network. He was in Las Vegas. What was the vibe like in Vegas? Obviously, it's always been a place where Wildcat fans have grown to love and going to see their basketball team. Very similar vibes to what we've seen before when the Wildcats are in town.
I think the BYU factor kind of threw a wrench into it a little bit because there was a lot of BYU fans there too. And I think there was a portion of BYU fans that were cheering for us and a portion that were cheering against us because you either love Arizona, you love the conference, or you hate Arizona. But it was a great environment. I felt like I was in, it was back to the Pac-12 tournament days where it was just, raucous. It was energetic, and man, it felt like a tournament game last night. I'll tell you what, for it to be game number one, I was, you'll appreciate this being a USC grad yourself. I can't get the image out of my head of Magic Johnson celebrating like crazy in his very first game in the NBA when Kareem hit a hook shot at the buzzer to beat the Clippers, and Kareem telling Magic, dude, this is game one. You can't be this high already. That's how I felt last night after that game. I was just like, oh my gosh, man, we can't be on this level already. It's only November 3rd, and we still got 4 months left to go.
Oh my God. it reminds me of last year. It just seemed like there were times I felt like I had played games after some of those Big 12 contests. I'm like, man, this is like a battle every single night in this league.
It really is.
It's fun.
It really is. But man, isn't it great though?
Yeah.
Like it's just, oh man, it's a far cry from where we were. I'll tell you what.
There's no question about that. No question about that. Saul, hey, always appreciate you. What's the latest with everything with All City? You guys in any new markets now, or what's happening?
No new markets, but we got one potentially coming up at the beginning of next year.
Are you guys in Cleveland yet? Are you in Cleveland yet?
No comment. No comment.
I've been hearing rumors forever about All City getting into Cleveland. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll wait and see if that's maybe one of the new markets coming up. I might be ready to go home, so I might be giving you a call at some point. You never know. Saul, hey, I appreciate it. We'll look forward to talking to you again later on this season.
Anytime, DK.
And that's your view from courtside with All City Networks and Arizona Wildcat grad, Saul Bookman.
We hope you enjoyed your view from courtside. It was brought to you by Kaiser Garage Door and Gates. Kaiser has been serving Southern Arizona for over 30 years.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly, or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. November is here, and if you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through the crazy road construction, Jack Furrier has great news with our biggest rebates of the year. Get back $160 to $220 on all Michelin brand tires, including smooth riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more November specials. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local choice with great service and 14 award-winning locations. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Right Way is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 5-star Google reviews, you can trust Right Way to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Right Way today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
At the Window Depot, builders and contractors don't wait weeks. You get what you need today. Factory direct windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, it's all in stock and ready to go at wholesale prices. Whether you're tackling a remodel or a multifamily project, we've got job site quantities and no membership required. Our windows are proudly manufactured and assembled in Arizona with small business service and big box selection. Order online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Hi, I'm Lisa Chastain. No one should go hungry, especially at Thanksgiving. That's why Gospel Rescue Mission is hosting our annual Thanksgiving Blessings event. Join us on Wednesday, November 26th for a home-cooked Thanksgiving meal. Also, clothing, haircuts, additional resources, and life-changing opportunities. Celebrate the holidays with us, because Thanksgiving is better when we share it together. Visit grmtucson.com to learn more.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday pregame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
That's with the ball. Here's Del Orso. Lob it for Pete, who slams it home with one hand. Beautiful pass. Better basket. 72-70. That gets them going here at T-Mobile.
What will tonight bring for Koa Pete as he makes his homecoming debut tonight for the Arizona Wildcats in their game against Utah Tech? We've got one segment left to go. Final segment with us before we turn you over to the network at 6:30. Tip-off coming up tonight at McKale Center. If you're headed on your way into the building or down to the McKale Center, want to hear from you tonight, 520-848-1290. Again, Koa Pete becoming the second most points scored by a freshman since Eric Money did it in 1972. Eric Money had 37. How about Ivan Karchinkov, fifth freshman to post a double-double in his debut at the University of Arizona. He had 12 points and 10 rebounds. He joins a list that includes Bob Elliott, Big Bird, Frank Smith, Aaron Gordon, and DeAndre Ayton, the only previous players to score a double-double in their Wildcats debut.
Good list. A real good list.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know much about Frank Smith, but I definitely know a lot about the other. Do either of you two know much about Frank Smith?
I do not.
No. Kelvin, Frank Smith?
No.
No. Okay. We'll have to find out. We'll have to do our homework on Frank Smith for sure. In terms of the big men, we've talked a little bit about Moteas Krivas. We talked about Ivan Karchinkov. Dwayne Aristo in the opener the other night, again, was another guy that maybe did not get the run that he thought he might get in game number one. He has been obviously one of the Wildcats, kind of like Koa Pete. Koa Pete had a little bit of an injury last year that kind of slowed him, although he was able to fight through it in the state tournament and continue to play. Dwayne Aristo, though, missed much more significant time with the injury that he suffered in his senior year of high school, and he talked a little bit about coming back from injury.
Coming back from injury like that, you gotta, I think, push and trust your body even like a little bit more. You know, even though you lost trust in your body, but you know, I have Justin, I have Melly, athletic trainers to help me. You know, tell me what the right thing to do is. You know, I trust them even though sometimes I might not agree with them. You know, on the court, it's just pushing my body and like seeing where my limit is. That was the goal a few months, and I think I've excelled at that. And now I'm in the point that I know my limit, and I'm fully back to the way I was.
Well, very similar situation, guys, that what Mo Krivas dealing with, a foot injury that forced him to miss his entire senior year of high school. So you've got two of your big men that are trying to come back from foot issues.
Yeah, no, that's tough. And, in sports, we always say your legs are the most important things that you have. And, a foot is, of course, a part of your leg. So, yeah, no, that's tough, and especially for big guys like this. I mean, you really have to get your legs back under you. But I just think it's a matter of getting some time for him. I mean, only 6 minutes. I mean, I would have loved to see him get a couple more rebounds, stacked with some steals or something like that. But he is a guy that seems to be very, offensive-minded. So I think as he plays well offensively, we'll see some of those other stats.
Just 6 minutes in the game the other night, no points, 1 rebound, as mentioned. So I think that's one of the things you'd like to see. Is some more solid minutes for him to get comfortable in the ball game tonight. I think as well for the other freshman out there, Braden Burries, coming off his 1 for 6 shooting performance in the opener. And in terms of Toby Awaka, did not start, obviously, played just 16 minutes in the game, 2 for 3 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. He had 7 points and 5 rebounds. Tommy Lloyd on Toby Awaka's opening night against the Florida Gators.
Obviously Tobe didn't have his great game, but great game for him and the work he's put in, but he's going to. Tobe, it's also, we were down 10 and we put him in the game, we had foul trouble, and he was a big part of why we got back in the game, and so, there's lots of things that impact winning. And Tobe is a stud, and I know he's going to be great.
Let's hope so, definitely. Again, that'll be interesting to kind of keep an eye on. I think that's the one maybe thing, like you're wondering, Toby Awaka off the bench, how that's going to play, if he's going to be able to adapt to that role, if that's the role that's going to be his moving forward. We'll wait and see what that starting lineup that Tommy throws out there tonight will be for the matchup against the Utah Tech Trailblazers. All right, let's find out what we think the Wildcats need to do to get a win tonight here at home against the Blazers.
Wildcats fans, what are the big keys for today's game? Our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
All right, keys to the game. Kelvin, we'll start with you.
My key to this game is the Wildcats have to just show up. But, no, to keep it real, man, these games are tough a lot of times, man. I played at the U of A in some of these games, and it's hard to get up for these games when you have some bigger name opponents coming up, down the line. But what you want to do is, I think what's going to be important today is for the guys to just come out and just execute the offense. You don't want to get into playing one-on-one and disrespecting your opponent, but also disrespecting your system. So guys got to come in and run the system, dominate the boards. I mean, you're playing a team that you're just way taller than. Dominate the boards, dominate the offensive and defensive glass. And then I just think, try to get some guys some minutes, some more quality minutes, so they can feel incorporated into the offensive side of things going on.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my keys, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. I think I want to see Braden Burries get some run, get comfortable, get some scoring in. I'd like to see him kind of be that facilitator that we saw in the final exhibition game against the Embry-Riddle Ball Club that came in here from up in Prescott, and same with Dwayne Aristote. Get him comfortable in there. Find Toby getting back to what he does, and facilitating and being that enforcer inside and getting offensive rebounds off the glass, much like he did in that game against Embry-Riddle. You want to see those guys translate that now into a regular season game. And I think that, like these games, always defend the three-point line, because if Utah Valley is going to come in here and beat you, they're going to do so trying to shoot three-point shots. So defend the three-point line, and if they get up 20, 25, make sure that percentage is down under 35%.
Yeah, as usual, I have a lot of similar keys to you guys. Great minds and all. Same effort as the Florida game. Like Kelvin said, games like this, it's really tough It's pretty natural to play down to the level of competition. But again, you got UCLA coming up next week. You got to go to Stores not too long from now. So just keep that level of intensity up. No letdowns. Keep the focus. And just like you guys both said, get Burries and Aristote some touches in the half court. Confidence is so key at this time, especially for guys who are just kind of getting their feet wet here at this level, big Power 4 basketball level. And three-point defense. I think the only way that Utah Tech can stay in this game is to shoot some ungodly number from three at volume. Make sure that your effort and focus is keeping their percentage somewhere under 30%. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They can't finish at the rim. Athleticism, 6'7" athletes or not, it's going to be really tough for that team to finish around guys like Mo Krivas and Tobe Awaka at all. So just keep them defended at the three-point line, percentage under 30. Those are my keys.
All right, that's what we think the Wildcats need to do to beat the Utah Tech Trailblazers tonight.
Those are our keys for today's game. The keys to the game. Brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
All right, speaking of three-point shooting and the opposition, let's hear from the head coach of the Utah Tech Trailblazers, John Judkins, on the kind of threes his team needs to take to be successful.
The ones we shot, when we shoot good threes, we talk about inside out. We shoot 50 above, 50% or higher. It's when we don't just go side to side and then cast.
Yeah.
And we got to do a better job of that because I love this team. I think they can shoot threes, but you have to do it the right way.
There you go. It's got to be the right threes. I think on both sides of the coin, but definitely a team like Utah Tech, you got to be able to shoot the right threes in the flow of your system to have a chance to potentially win a game like this tonight on the road. Tommy Lloyd, we mentioned he's been a hot commodity since the Wildcats beat the Florida Gators. He was on the Big 12s. They have, the Big 12 has a radio show that they do. He was on the Big 12's radio show this week. He was been on a number of different podcasts. One of the podcasts he was on was the Field of 68 After Dark. That's the one that is it not John Goodman. What's
Jeff.
the writer? Jeff Goodman. Jeff Goodman. He's an Arizona grad. Jeff Goodman does.
They're going to need to rename that soon.
Why? Oh, because
68 teams is not going to be 68 teams.
Well,
very long.
they can. It's the Big 12, so they can probably keep that name.
Field of
branding.
The Field of 68 is the name I think they might need to change soon because it could be the Field of 192 one of these days. Shortly.
We'll see. Here's what Tommy Lloyd had to say on Jeff Goodman's podcast about his Arizona Wildcats.
I knew the core group of freshmen we could bring here. And I was like, I don't think I can get better transfers than these guys. So why would I make it complicated? And, and these really good young high school players got to go somewhere. And, one of the places that they've always went, Arizona. I mean, under Lute, under Sean. So I'm like, well, that formula is right here. What I love about our team in this age of transfer portal and NIL, this is an Arizona team, Jeff, that this is what an Arizona team would have looked like when you were here. A couple of elite freshmen, that are going to have long careers and play 82-game seasons. Some veterans that know what Tucson's about, know what University of Arizona is about. And they blood, sweat, and tears. And they're also really good players who probably will play 82-game schedules as well. So I was like, that's why I feel I slept really good. I felt really good when everyone's trying to, kind of manufacture, these short-term identities. Like, I think we have a real identity, and now we got to double down on it. And you got to fight for it all the time.
What's the identity, Tommy? Tommy, what is it?
Well, the identity is you're gonna build your team with a mix of savvy veterans who value and know what Arizona basketball means. And when they put that jersey on, they know what it takes to get it done. And then you're gonna get some elite young guys, who have big dreams, but they're also good dudes and good team players. And you're gonna put it together, and you're gonna build a great team. So, that was the mindset building the roster. I feel good about it. Now it's one game. So, let's not overreact.
Interesting stuff there. We'll get into a little bit more in the post-game show because I thought he said some very interesting stuff there in terms. But let's just ask this real quick before we get out of here. Does this, because you guys were here, does this look like a Lute Olson team?
Yeah, it does remind me of some of the teams with the veterans, having a bunch of veterans that are, you think about it, J-Dub, having a bunch of veterans that are a little underranked, that don't get a lot of respect. and then you bring the influx of McDonald's All-Americans in. Yeah, that does remind me of some of the teams from the past.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, to me, the one-and-done era happened after Kobe and KG left high school and had success in the NBA. But Lute's greatest teams, I mean, Lute, the real bulk of Lute's seasons that we think of happened before that. And that's the healthy college basketball program. A program where you have a third year, fourth year senior. I always point to Judd Bushler, sat on the bench for 3 years, starred all conference as a senior. Guys who wait their turn and learn from the upperclassmen. And then when it's their turn to shine within that system, that program that you don't see that, Kelvin, very much. There's been a lot of one-and-dones at the U of A in the last 10, 15 years. But with this core group of returners, the All-Americans coming in, really healthy to have that mix of veterans to help the coaching staff teach the principles to the young guys.
All right, let's get you your starting lineup for tonight.
The foundation of a great basketball team begins with the starting lineup. Today's starting lineup is brought to you by Rocking K, a master plan community designed by nature.
Or what we think is going to be the starting lineup. At one guard, Jaden Bradley, senior 6'3" out of Rochester, New York, 27 points in the opener. Braden Burries at another guard position, freshman 6'4" out of San Bernardino, California, 3 points against the Gators. The man in the middle, Moteas Krivas, junior 7'2" out of Lithuania. Moteas 6 points, 8 rebounds in the opener. One forward, Ivan Karchinkov. Ivan is out of Germany at 6'7", actually Moscow, Russia. Born, Germany raised. Forward, he is 12 points and 10 rebounds so far this season. And Koa Pete, the freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona. Koa Pete, 6'8", 215 pounds, and he scored 30 points in the opener. That is going to wrap up our show for today. For J.W. Madden, for Kelvin Ifan, my name is David Kelly. Coming up next, it's the homecoming opener, Arizona and Utah Tech. We'll talk to you after the game. Enjoy it. Bear down, Arizona.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the Ghost Pepper Challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. November is here, and if you've got holiday travel plans or you're just trying to cross town through the crazy road construction, Jack Furrier has great news with our biggest rebates of the year. Get back $160 to $220 on all Michelin brand tires, including smooth riding, long-lasting Michelin Defender 2. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more November specials. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the local choice with great service and 14 award-winning locations. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960. We're here to get you there.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Donna Ogden Nation.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Reuter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Reuter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Reuter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
Little jumper in the lane, rolls in for two. Drives into the lane to the bucket and good. It's good with one on the shot. Down to 5 seconds, that's it. Wildcats are headed to the Elite Eight on Saturday. Dreams can come true. Arizona has won the national championship.
When it comes to basketball, nothing beats Wildcat basketball. Stay tuned for the fast breaks, blocked shots, and big buckets as Arizona Sports Enterprises brings you University of Arizona Wildcat basketball.
It's opening night at one of the best home courts in college basketball as the 13th ranked Arizona Wildcats take on the Utah Tech Trailblazers. Hi again, everyone. Brian Jeffries and Ryan Hansen greeting you from McKale Center in Tucson for the first of 17 home games for the Cardinal and Navy. The success of the Arizona program makes every home game special, every home opener special, and this season is no different. With an influx of freshmen and returning veterans, the Wildcats impressed the nation on Monday with a thrilling 6-point win over defending national champion Florida.